Ronan suffers relentless torment simply because his looks outshine everyone. Unable to become handsomer themselves, 3 bullies try ruining his appearance. The 3 well-known boys carry themselves with unbearable arrogance. They cannot stomach the girls showing them little interest. Yet each provocation quietly wakes a monster's buried rage within Ronan. Every school day journey, only this trio abuses Ronan while filming everything. They praise their obedient little pet for behaving exactly as trained. The cafeteria offers no refuge from Ronan's isolation. Ordinary students avoid Ronan, fearing any closeness resembles friendship. The bullies might then target anyone seen spending time beside him. Isolated Ronan must swallow his unusual medicine every day. During lunch, the kicker boots Ronan, scattering every pill across the floor. He mocks the medicine as something meant to enlarge an oversized body part. Ronan feels a fierce impulse to strike back. For one tense instant, the trio expects painful consequences. Still, something buried inside Ronan stops every attempt at retaliation. The kicker then treats Ronan as equipment for testing punch strength. Luna arrives, regards them contemptuously, and says they block her path. The bald bully dreams of dating Luna someday. He quickly apologizes, then leads the entire group away. Once they leave, Luna studies Ronan in silence. She asks why Ronan is acting so pathetic. Ronan gives no answer because they are complete strangers. A detail among the spilled pills suddenly catches Luna's attention. She recognizes exactly what kind of medicine Ronan takes. Later, Ronan enters class and passes Luna without speaking. He settles into his seat, merely waiting for lessons to end. Every girl nearby discusses footage of a monster appearing in Seoul. They dismiss the unbelievable recording as an obvious fake. At home, Ronan hides every bruise from his family, especially Senna. Yet his injuries are not the only evidence needing concealment. Sina notices a shoe print stamped across the back of his shirt. She wonders whether someone outside uses him as a cleaning cloth. Outside their building, the monster from Luna's footage proves genuine. It lifts its gaze and locates the intended target. While Ronan showers, someone arrives at the apartment door. A voice announces a postal delivery and claims to carry a package. Senna never opens the door. The supposed postman opens it himself. His sudden entrance leaves the elderly woman startled. The disguised monster craves a meal seasoned by many years of age. Instead, the demon becomes the one taken by surprise. Senna evades its strike and unleashes an ability fueled by blood. Powerful crimson cords coil around the attacker and bind him tightly. Seeing no mail, Senna demands to know who sent him. Their struggle makes noise, but Ronan's running shower smothers every sound. The creature strains against its restraints, finding Senna the greater threat. Senna then wipes the demon out entirely. In the bathroom, Ronan worries about concealing his bruises. Outside, Senna also works to hide her fresh wound. Her injury rapidly heals, while neither wants the other worried. Next day, Ronan acts strangely because his medicine remains lost. He never tells Senna what happened to those pills. During gym class, Ronan suddenly falls and loses consciousness. He awakens hours later, long after the class has ended. Evening has already arrived, and his head throbs painfully. Ronan has somehow remained asleep there for several hours. Thinking the whole episode was a strange dream, he receives a call. His worried grandmother says they must move yet again. Senna knows he hates constant moves, but says another is unavoidable. Ronan's exclusion stems from never staying at any school very long. At each new school, his weakness invites injuries caused by classmates. Those incidents anger everyone, eventually pushing Ronan outside the entire class. Friendless and isolated, Ronan has always endured life alone. Whenever he might change things, another move restarts the painful cycle. Year after year passes beneath the same pattern of loneliness. Now a teenager, Ronan still has no idea how friendships begin. Once again, another move is already looming over him. That night passes without Ronan and Senna exchanging a word. Senna remains awake until morning, guarding against returning creatures. She watches Ronan's room and questions how much longer she can protect him. Their home faces no second attack that night. More abyssal creatures crawl upward from the deepest reaches of hell. A truck driver travels near the place where those monsters emerge. Looking upward, he spots a demon violently clawing at its own eyes. His truck veers away and smashes into the roadside barrier. The driver remains motionless for minutes as more demons surround the truck. Next morning, a building doorman offers food to a small kitten. Nearby, a truck now sits parked inside the garage. With sharpened senses, the kitten detects something strange about the vehicle. The frightened kitten bolts, injuring the doorman who had been feeding it. The building houses Ronan and Senna, making the strange activity deeply alarming. The doorman notices suspicious movement around the parked delivery truck. The truck driver opens the rear doors, revealing something hidden inside. Ronan eats breakfast at home, unaware of the danger approaching. Today marks Ronan's final school day, before he moves away. Senna senses an unfamiliar presence and wonders who could be nearby. She rises and tells Ronan to leave early for her appointment. Senna pushes Ronan out, still hiding the truth from him. Ronan enters the elevator and descends through all 12 floors. When the doors open, several delivery men walk past him. Black smoke carries a strangely familiar scent that unsettles Ronan. Although confused, Ronan watches the delivery men continue upstairs. Inside the elevator, Ronan finds their behavior increasingly suspicious. The delivery men stop outside apartment 2101 and ring the bell. Inside, Senna prepares herself for an imminent fight. Downstairs, Ronan passes the delivery truck and peers through its doors. He wants to know how one truck carries so many deliveries. The cargo area is empty, containing not a single package. Ronan wonders why so many delivery men climb to the top floor. A thunderous crash suddenly erupts somewhere above the building. Someone falls from the top floor and slams into a tree. Ronan freezes, fearing the fallen person may be badly hurt. Worry drives Ronan back toward the elevator and his apartment. The elevators fail, forcing Ronan to sprint up the stairwell. Inside the apartment, the delivery men are attacking Senna. Senna once suppressed her abilities so Ronan would never notice. Now she unleashes every ounce of power through crimson threads. Her threads carve through the creatures, leaving them helpless. Defeated monsters dissolve into smoke, leaving no bodies behind. One final creature strikes Senna, landing a painful blow. Senna retreats and sends her threads snapping toward the attacker. The creature's unusual appearance tells Senna this enemy differs from others. She wonders whether the strange attacker might be a Shinigami. The monster warns that the king's army will arrive soon. It insists resisting them is pointless, but Senna refuses to yield. Furious, Senna wraps threads around its neck and looms over it. She dismisses the warning as foolishness, enraging the creature further. The monster lashes out and demands to know where the key is. For the first time, Senna faces pressure from an apparently inferior enemy. Senna suddenly catches the creature from behind with binding threads. She wounds the monster and demands to know who the king is. Ronan reaches the top floor after racing up every stair. The climb leaves his heart pounding dangerously inside his chest. At his door, Ronan reaches for the handle, but Senna stops him. She shoves Ronan back, preventing him from entering the apartment. That brief distraction lets the demon drive a hand through Senna's chest. Ronan pleads from behind the door, insisting that he must enter. Senna answers by tearing the creature's arm from its body. The monster suspects Ronan, hidden behind the door, may be the key. It tries to stop Senna from letting Ronan come closer. That suspicion sends Senna's rage surging beyond its previous limits. She seizes the creature's head and declares that informed witnesses must die. Outside, the doorman spots blood splashed across the nearby trees. At the apartment entrance, another monster attacks Ronan from behind. Senna has defeated the creatures, but her wounds look grave. A different creature enters while holding Ronan hostage. Senna stays silent, prompting the monster to question Ronan's importance. She begs it to spare Ronan and offers to go willingly. The monster distrusts Senna's promise and threatens Ronan's life. Senna reveals her powers directly in front of her grandson. Ronan stares in shock, having never witnessed Senna's abilities. When Senna hesitates, the monster slices off her arm. Ronan screams and bites the creature, tearing away a piece. The enraged creature throws Ronan into the wall with tremendous force. Senna sees him fall and rushes toward her beloved grandson. With her attention lowered, Senna leaves herself open to attack. The monster impales Senna in front of Ronan. Panicking, Ronan tries defending her and suffers a chest wound. The creature believes it has eliminated Ronan's entire family. Then an immeasurably stronger aura rises from Senna's direction. The armless Senna turns around, looking utterly transformed. She extends one hand as thousands of red threads appear. The threads bind the demon from every direction at once. Senna closes her fist, crushing the bindings around the creature. The demon is ripped apart by the tightening red threads. The creature breaks apart and dies. Wounded on the ground, Ronan sees Senna wielding terrifying power. Fear grips Ronan, though dying together leaves him no time thinking. His thoughts vanish, replaced by a clear vision of monstrous creatures. Abyssal beings soar through skies above a horrifying war. Warriors fight those monsters, yet the warriors themselves are inhuman. Those knights bear the same markings Ronan saw on Senna. Ronan wonders whether these scenes belong to somebody else's memories. Senna flees through that realm, carrying something tightly in her arms. She leaps into a vortex and disappears without ever returning. In endless darkness, Ronan witnesses memories that do not belong to him. Then his own forgotten memories begin rising through the void. Ronan was not always weak, frightened, and unable to fight back. As a young child, Ronan struck back whenever someone provoked him. One mother angrily scolds Ronan for hitting her son. Ronan knows he only defended himself after being treated wrongly. The mother leaves and Ronan feels utterly abandoned afterward. With nobody protecting him, Ronan feels alone in the entire world. Senna holds her grandson and notices the wound across his back. Her eyes redden with tears as she chooses one final act. Senna prepares herself, declaring that rebels still control the land. The world's passage seems ready to open once more around her. Senna says she has no other choice left. She will return the weapon taken from the little prince. Then Senna will send Ronin alone into the battlefield. A red flame forms in Senna's hand. She places that flame back inside Ronin's fragile body. Senna whispers that possessing this power is Ronin's destiny. The chains restraining Ronin shatter, releasing power throughout his body. When Senna reaches toward him again, Ronin's body finally fails. This becomes Ronin's tragic ending. Senna whispers goodbye to her beloved grandson, whom she loves. Hours or days later, Ronin wakes inside his house alone. Senna is gone, and Ronin remembers nothing from the past days. Ronin visits the police station to report Senna missing. He returns repeatedly, searching for information about what happened. Senna has vanished without leaving behind even the smallest trace. Ronin insists that a monster kidnapped her. The police begin treating Ronin's story like an elaborate joke. They refuse to believe he could discuss something so serious. Angry at their disbelief, Ronin leaves and returns home. Every night, Ronin tries sleeping, but those memories keep attacking. Nightmares from that day torture Ronin whenever his eyes close. From then onward, Ronin cannot sleep at all. He cannot determine whether those terrifying events were real or dreams. Weeks pass, and visiting the police becomes Ronin's routine. Eventually, Ronin receives orders to return to school. Outside the principal's office, a classmate notices Ronin after weeks. The classmate asks whether Ronin is doing all right. A troubling sensation hits Ronin, though its source remains unknown. During physical education, Ronin is still considered the weakest student. Then Ronin suddenly outruns everyone, shocking the entire class. Nobody can match Ronin's speed, as if another person replaced him. The sensation of being watched refuses to disappear. Ronin feels the same unseen attention later inside the school. Searching for whoever watches him, Ronin encounters Luna. Luna, the school's prettiest girl, asks whether Ronin needs anything. Ronin denies needing help, and they walk together through the hallway. Luna asks about the medicine Ronin used to take after classes. She has never seen Ronin taking those pills lately. Ronin says he feels better now, so he stopped using them. Thinking back, Ronin has taken no medication since Senna vanished. That discovery sparks an idea, sending Ronin rushing toward the window. Ronin jumps outside and leaves, saying something urgent requires his attention. On the stairs, Luna encounters the bald bully who adores her. The bald bully changes his expression as soon as he sees Luna. He attempts friendliness, but Luna ignores him entirely. Walking away, Luna says that ignoring him is fortunate. That night, Ronin stands outside, reviewing everything that happened at school. Ronin's body feels different now, filled with unexpected strength. Across the road, Ronin spots Luna working at a store. Ronin never knew Luna had a part-time job there. The store sits close to Ronin's home. Ronin wonders whether he should cross over and greet Luna. An elderly woman nearby gathers cardboard to sell. Ronin offers assistance after noticing the woman resembles Senna. Ronin stares too long, then grows embarrassed by his behavior. He looks away, finishes helping the elderly woman, and leaves. The classroom boys later enter the store where Luna works. Luna's expression shows that she dislikes seeing those boys. They claim they came to purchase drinks and cigarettes. Luna asks both boys to show identification first. They assume Luna recognizes them and will let the purchase slide. Enraged, blonde boy threatens to beat Luna later if she refuses. Redhead warns him that bald bully has feelings for Luna. If blonde boy touches her, Redhead says he will die. Luna throws them out, leaving their mission unsuccessful. Blonde boy fumes outside until Redhead points toward a homeless woman. They approach the homeless woman, offering one for alcohol and cigarettes. Despite her poverty, the homeless woman refuses and scolds them. She insists boys their age should neither drink nor smoke. Both grow angry, saying her poverty means she should simply accept. Nearby, Ronin sees their cruelty and immediately loses his temper. He pulls the homeless woman away and tells her to leave. Once she departs, the boys demand why Ronin interfered. They mockingly ask whether the homeless woman is his grandmother. Ronin notices the cardboard she painstakingly collected now lies ruined. Rage floods him, while both boys laugh at the weakling's anger. They drag Ronin into an alley, promising him a painful lesson. Blonde boy throws him down and repeatedly kicks him. Redhead keeps watch nearby for anyone approaching. Under the beating, something deep inside Ronin finally snaps. Every fresh strike awakens another frightening change within him. After kicking Ronin's head, blonde boy senses something is wrong. Ronin catches his foot and crushes it until the bone breaks. Hearing blonde boy scream, Redhead rushes over in alarm. He demands why Ronin is hurting his injured friend. Ronin stares blankly, barely aware of his unprecedented action. Unable to understand himself, Ronin flees and wonders what changed. In a park near home, fragmented memories begin returning. That night, Ronin suffered a fatal injury, but somehow survived. Now an unfamiliar power leaves him feeling almost invincible. Ronin returns to school the following day. Both boys from yesterday happen to share his classroom. Redhead struggles to understand what occurred during the previous night. He approaches Ronin, determined to force an explanation. Irritated by silence, Redhead asks why this loser ignores him. His friend is injured and Redhead blames Ronin. The surrounding students find their argument unusually strange. Still ignored, Redhead asks Ronin whether he wants wants to die. A quiet classmate politely asks permission to intervene. He explains Ronan is already enduring a painful situation. Ronan's grandmother is missing, so he asks Redhead to stop. Furious, Redhead slams the desk and challenges his authority. He demands who the quiet classmate thinks he is. Ronan's anger suddenly erupts, sharpening his gaze into something glacial. That stare makes Redhead feel his very soul freezing. Ronan's eyes resemble those of a merciless screen gangster. Terror locks Redhead's legs beneath him. One more glance feels capable of killing him outright. Redhead gathers his courage, then retreats from Ronan in fear. The quiet classmate senses Ronan is no longer himself. Yesterday's timid student now boldly faces his tormentors. That night, a pedestrian walks along the street with a dog. The dog spots Ronan running and initially lunges to attack him. Its aggression instantly vanishes, replaced by trembling fear. After a long run, Ronan reaches an abandoned building. He enters, planning to test several disturbing suspicions. The top floor seems like the safest testing ground. Scattered metal beams cover the open space there. Ronan removes his hood, letting moonlight spill across his body. A nearby beam gives him an idea. He decides to move the metal beam, normally an impossible feat. Ronan strains with everything he has, but it stays put. Part of him hopes this proves nothing is wrong, yet his failed attempt leaves the steel visibly dented. He grips it again and applies even greater force. Straining marks rise across Ronan's neck. With another enormous effort, he lifts the beam. His strange power has finally awakened. Ronan raises it overhead and supports everything one-handed. His eyes gleam as confusion overwhelms him. The next school day, Blonde Boy enters class with an injured leg. Classmates ask whether muggers caused his wounds. Redhead wants the truth about that mysterious night. He asks whether Blonde Boy simply kicked a wall. Blonde Boy silently watches Ronan instead of answering. Growing worried, Redhead shouts and demands an explanation. Blonde Boy urges him to speak quietly because Ronan might hear. He abruptly changes subjects, claiming he needs to study. Redhead knows Blonde Boy never studies, confirming something is wrong. He even wonders whether Blonde Boy holds the book upside down. Still confused, Redhead revisits what he witnessed that night. Ronan's unnatural gaze remains deeply unsettling. During lunch, several bookworms eat together in the cafeteria. Bald Bully approaches and remarks that they have excessive food. He tells them to share some with him. Soon, Bald Bully sits with friends beside dozens of breaded chicken pieces. Naturally selfish, Bald Bully declares every piece belongs only to him. Ronan spots Luna entering the cafeteria and waves for her to join him. He jokes that Luna is too thin, so she eats more and gains slightly. Luna ignores Ronan entirely, leaving him frozen like a malfunctioning machine. The cafeteria erupts when Luna instead asks to sit beside Ronan. Her friendly attitude toward Ronan draws every student's attention. Bald Bully radiates resentment, furious that Luna chooses Ronan. After lunch, Bald Bully questions his friend about Ronan breaking that student's leg. He cannot accept that such a weak student suddenly became powerful. Bald Bully dismisses Ronan as a loser incapable of changing. His friend insists Ronan is abnormal and that the transformation makes no sense. The friend wonders whether Ronan suffered some strange head injury. Luna overhears them and calls their behavior childish and pathetic. She reminds them they bullied Ronan only while he lacked strength. Now that Ronan is strong, Luna says they are the frightened ones. Luna demands honesty, telling Bald Bully to admit his fear. Ronan refuses to react, simply calling Luna's jokes amusing. Bald Bully claims Ronan is pretending to be tough. He promises to remind that loser of his proper position. Luna challenges him directly, saying he should show Ronan who ranks highest. Bald Bully asks why Luna keeps comparing him with Ronan. Luna steps closer and calmly tells him to acknowledge his fear. She assures Bald Bully that being afraid is nothing shameful. Provoked, Bald Bully says Ronan has confused everyone's judgment. He vows to teach Ronan a lesson that will correct Luna too. That afternoon, Luna messages Ronan and summons him behind the school gate. She warns that refusing to appear will let the bullying continue. The message reaches other students as well, announcing the coming fight. Students flood their phones, eager to watch Ronan challenge his tormentor. Many hope Ronan will finally defeat the bully, terrorizing everyone. Ronan feels no nervousness this time, only disbelief at the pointless spectacle. At 6 o'clock, Ronan arrives at the designated location. Bald Bully stretches and promises Ronan a painful lesson. Nearby students debate the winner, though Ronan's victory seems impossible. Bald Bully says boredom brought him here and orders Ronan not to disappoint. He tells Ronan to endure until Bald Bully decides to break him. Ronan answers with an icy stare instead of a single word. His clenched fist silently reveals exactly what Ronan intends. The watching students keep asking when the fight will finally begin. Their excitement strengthens Bald Bully, who enjoys performing before an audience. Bald Bully calls the matchup unfair because Ronan looks so pathetic. He offers Ronan one free strike to make the contest fairer. Ronan may punch Bald Bully directly in the face while he stands still. The promised handicap turns the confrontation into entertainment for everyone. Only Luna worries about Ronan, while Bald Bully's friend fears for him. Both understand that the person called Monster is far from ordinary. Bald Bully impatiently orders Ronan to strike, insisting that he is waiting. Ronan's punch arrives so swiftly that displaced air twists Bald Bully's face. The impact knocks out teeth and launches Bald Bully across the ground. Every spectator stares, stunned by the fight's instant reversal. The injured student recognizes the result he had already suspected. Ronan defeats Bald Bully with one blow and sends him flying. Bald Bully lands far away, leaving some spectators wondering whether he died. Ronan angrily orders Bald Bully to stand up. He seizes Bald Bully's shirt and demands that he rise immediately. Ronan says the fight has not even truly started yet. Fear spreads through the crowd as the expected outcome becomes unrecognizable. Ronan's fierce eyes and blood-marked fist terrify everyone watching. Bald Bully lies helplessly on the ground and begs for assistance. Ronan tells him not to panic because death is not the goal. He promises only to teach Bald Bully a lesson. Ronan's calculating chill makes his breath seem to freeze Bald Bully's face. Ronan asks whether Bald Bully feels cold, then admits that he does. From the school roof, Luna watches the entire confrontation. Luna quietly says the result matches exactly what she expected. That night, an unknown creature attempts to force its way into a house. Ronan returns home and finds Chen waiting with an important warning. Chen tells Ronan that he left his backpack behind at school. Chen also asks whether Ronan is alright after changing so quickly. Chen's words follow Ronan home, making him question his transformation. Ronan reviews the day's violence and admits he disliked acting that way. Even so, Ronan cannot bring himself to regret what happened. Inside the apartment, the creature searches for something unseen. A door opening suddenly interrupts the creature's search. Ronan switches on the light but notices nothing unusual inside. Hidden above the room, the ceiling demon waits for Ronan's distraction. When Ronan seems off guard, it launches its ambush. Yet Ronan already senses the ceiling demon's sudden attack. It demands Ronan's identity as he asks the same question. Their clash nearly demolishes the entire apartment around them. Ronan takes no damage, evading every strike with icy focus. He seizes the ceiling demon and casually crushes one arm. Stunned, the ceiling demon declares that Ronan cannot be human. Ronan responds by wrenching the ruined arm entirely free. The ceiling demon escapes through the apartment window. After leaping from the building, it believes itself safe. Ronan dives after it without a second thought. He bounds across ventilation fans, then delivers a crushing blow. The ceiling demon plummets heavily toward the street below. Once he lands, Ronan finds the ceiling demon has escaped again. Its wounds are severe enough to make tracking simple. Fleeing, the ceiling demon wonders who Ronan truly is. It must warn its leader immediately about this impossible human. No human with such overwhelming power should possibly exist. During its flight, Ronan's cold-eyed appearance shocks it again. The sight frightens both the ceiling demon and every watching observer. None of the ceiling demon's desperate blows affect Ronan. Ronan now seems utterly changed, composed, and frighteningly detached. He calmly watches it flee, then picks up an umbrella. Channeling his new strength, Ronan hurls the umbrella forward. The ceiling demon cannot even register the projectile approaching. Its tremendous impact skewers the ceiling demon against a wall. Ronan approaches and grips the umbrella, pinning it there. He demands its purpose, identity, and reason for coming. Left helpless, the ceiling demon admits it came seeking Senna. Hearing Senna's name recalls the day Ronan's grandmother was attacked. He still cannot remember exactly how she vanished afterward. The ceiling demon says fighters sent after Senna last month never returned. None of them ever delivered a report either. Ronan demands to know why they targeted his grandmother. It explains their target is the guard's former general, not his grandmother. Surprised, the ceiling demon asks whether Senna is Ronan's grandmother. Fury grips Ronan upon learning they attacked his grandmother. Still, the ceiling demon withholds their reason for pursuing her. Under pressure, it screams that its people need the key. Senna possesses that key, and Ronan must let them reclaim it. Hatred sharpens the coldness already filling Ronan's stare. He asks where the demons that assaulted Senna are hiding. It answers that they remain beyond the portal's other side. The ceiling demon asks why Ronan, another demon, does not know. Ronan dismisses the claim as absurd and impossible. How could he possibly be either a demon or monster? Enraged, the ceiling demon orders Ronan to examine himself. It asks how someone like him can deny being monstrous. The ceiling demon challenges Ronan's certainty about being human. Then it directs his attention toward his transformed hands. No ordinary human could have accomplished such brutal damage. Shaken, Ronan notices a broken mirror fragment nearby. His warped reflection stares back from the glass. The image plants terrifying doubt inside Ronan's mind. Perhaps the ceiling demon's accusation is actually true. Maybe Ronan is no longer human at all. Confusion swallows him as he questions what is happening. Ronan finally wonders whether he has become a monster. While his thoughts spiral, the ceiling demon slips away unnoticed. Ronan never even sees it disappear into the rainy alley. A weary worker nearby wonders why someone lacks an umbrella. The weary worker only suffers a fright as the ceiling demon passes. Instead of attacking, the ceiling demon vanishes through the sewers. Ronan races through the rain without any destination. His dazed, exhausted steps eventually sent him tumbling down. A concerned mother and her son ask whether Ronan is okay. Frightened, the boy points out that Ronan's face looks different. Ronan's eyes truly appear unnatural as he tries hiding them. He offers no answer, rising and running away. Beyond the portal, storm rays and abyssal creatures rip across underworld skies. This terrifying realm is the demon world beyond humanity's portal. The wounded ceiling demon successfully returns carrying urgent news. As the first returning scout, the ceiling demon carries valuable information. One antlered demon orders the ceiling demon to report directly. The ceiling demon reports that Senna is dead. No evidence of Senna remains anywhere within the human world. Yet the ceiling demon encountered a boy resembling the traitor. Those present demand why the young man was not captured. Ashamed, the ceiling demon says bringing Ronan was impossible. The difference between their powers was simply too enormous. They scoff that a mere human somehow defeated the ceiling demon. The ceiling demon insists Ronan was anything but human. Ronan's breath felt colder than even the mightiest demons. Those words immediately capture the attention of the figure ahead. Demon General Chen approaches and verifies every detail of its account. The ceiling demon swears it would never deceive Chen. It says Ronan's breath seemed to burn its body. Chen abruptly executes the ceiling demon after hearing that claim. His merciless red eyes remain colder than the killing itself. Even Chen's most devoted guard recoils in fear. Chen commands everyone never to repeat such nonsense. Breath cold enough to burn like fire cannot exist. Rising from the throne, Chen considers the dead messenger's final words. Cold fire might connect with the missing son's lingering trail. Chen declares that the first king's descendant still lives. Since ancient times, humans and abyssal monsters have waged ceaseless war. Abyssal forces have battled humanity since the medieval era. At one point, the corridor between both worlds widens disastrously. Countless victims fall, leaving the conflict drenched in blood. After the war, every route into the human realm abruptly closes. Millennia pass, reducing demons to ancient legends and forgotten myths. Yet time cannot prevent those sealed boundaries from cracking again. If an unknown hand reopens every gate, humanity will perish. The demons intend to return once the human realm becomes reachable. Ronan races to the police station where officers reveal recovered footage. It shows Senna sometime after her mysterious disappearance. The officers confirm that the recorded woman is truly Senna. They ask whether Senna was ill given the filming location. That location serves customers seeking medicine, raising an immediate possibility. Ronan remembers the black pills Senna gave him earlier. Ronan requests the address by email, then hurries toward that location. If someone sold Senna those drugs, that seller might know more. After searching extensively, Ronan finally identifies the exact shop. Senna purchased the mysterious black pills from this very place. The medicine seller demands to know who Ronan is. Ronan answers only with Senna's name, instantly changing the seller's demeanor. The medicine seller tells Ronan to remain there and wait. Seconds later, Ronan discovers that the medicine seller has bolted. Ronan immediately gives chase through the surrounding streets. For unknown reasons, the medicine seller abandons the entire shop. Ronan pursues across vehicles and walls, moving like a young monster. Unable to outrun Ronan, the medicine seller turns and attacks. Mention of Ronan's grandmother makes the medicine seller halt. Still doubtful, the medicine seller asks Ronan to repeat those words. Ronan repeats that Senna was his grandmother and bought these pills. Shocked by this revelation, the medicine seller finally agrees to talk. The medicine seller identifies the pills as drugs carrying numerous side effects. Their purpose is suppressing demonic abilities before those powers emerge. Demons escaping the underworld arrive here with severely weakened powers. They swallow this medicine to pass unnoticed within human society. Senna's actions force Ronan to question whether Ronan is demonic too. Could Ronan truly have never been human at all? The medicine seller wonders whether Senna carried Ronan through the rift. That rift connects the human and demon realms together. Ronan asks the medicine seller to explain Senna's past. Senna once stood as the Demon Kingdom's mightiest warrior. Senna commanded the royal guard while serving the Empress. One day, a deed defying heaven's will changes everything. Chen, the king's younger brother, raises an army against the palace. That invasion begins an age of unbearable suffering. Countless defenders shield the king, only to become everlasting ashes. Ultimately, both the king and queen are brought down. Chen sacrifices thousands of his brother's followers and seizes the throne. Only a handful of the former king's survivors reach humanity's world. Those survivors conceal themselves there beyond Chen's immediate reach. For centuries afterward, some demons quietly live among humans. During that hidden existence, Senna eventually finds the medicine seller. Chen dispatches fighters to track down those remaining fugitives. Seeing Ronan, the medicine seller assumes another hunter has arrived. Ronan asks whether that fear explains the medicine seller's escape. Ronan directly asks whether the medicine seller considered Ronan Chen's envoy. The medicine seller confirms that suspicion was exactly right. The medicine seller reveals being a fugitive demon as well. Chen's forces seek something currently held by Senna. When Senna stops visiting, the medicine seller grows deeply worried. The medicine seller never learns what became of Senna. Finally, the medicine seller asks whether something happened to Senna. Grief returns as Ronan must report his beloved grandmother's death. The medicine seller warns that Chen's hunters will never surrender. More pursuers will target fugitives like the medicine seller and Ronan. Ronan faces even greater danger than the other survivors. Anger surges through Ronan because everything ultimately revolves around Ronan. High atop a building, Ronan questions the truth of his existence. Being human or demon no longer matters to Ronan. Chen's people stole the single person Ronan valued most. Ronan refuses to hide from them any longer. Only repayment with their lives matters to Ronan now. Inside the demon realm, searchers report that nobody returned alive. That grim record explains why everyone calls it the passage of death. Two demons mock humanity's arrogance and false sense of safety. Humans assume their current inability to cross guarantees lasting protection. Once the passage opens, demons expect an effortless, injury-free conquest. Black-haired and red-eyed, Chen believes Senna concealed the passage's key. Senna supposedly reserved that key for the former king's deceased son. Chen calls this child their crucial opportunity for victory. Chen orders the soldiers armed with chaos and dispatched after the child. At home, Ronan searches Senna's belongings among many precious memories. A photograph of Ronan and Senna captures Ronan's attention. Ronan says Senna's origin and age can never diminish Senna's importance. Senna will remain special to Ronan, regardless of either mystery. Ronan slips the photograph into his coat and begins speaking. Ronan says Senna will always be the grandmother he has known. On his first school day, after confronting the bald bully, rumors spread. Everyone hears that Ronan defeated the person the entire school despises. Students who once ignored Ronan suddenly approach him with friendly smiles. Ronan cannot understand the sudden change in everyone's behavior. The classmate who once spoke with Ronan explains what happened. Nobody previously dared confront that bully, fearing they would become targets. Students avoided him simply to escape being dragged into his violence. Now they believe they will never have to see that bully again. Luna approaches Ronan and asks him to meet her after school. Ronan questions why he should agree to that meeting. His classmate pressures Ronan into promising, then congratulates him enthusiastically. He says Ronan is finally a normal student with an ordinary life. Perhaps, the classmate adds, Ronan might even find himself a girlfriend. Elsewhere, the bald bully vents his anger on several other students. His companions wonder why everyone keeps spreading gossip throughout the school. The bald bully angrily demands to know how news of his defeat escaped. The student with the injured leg asks whether they will repeat that treatment. The bald bully stares darkly and asks whether they have a problem with him. His companions immediately deny having anything against him. The bald bully declares that biting dogs must be put down. The group decides to corner Ronan's only classmate. They tell the classmate they want Ronan brought there for an apology. The frightened classmate refuses to cooperate and receives a harsh slap. The bald bully demands to know whether he truly means that refusal. Several punches to the classmate's stomach strengthen that demand. The bully's clenched fist becomes his final argument. Unexpectedly, the humiliated classmate swings toward the bully's face. Perhaps he can no longer endure taking every beating passively. That defiance enrages the bald bully beyond restraint. The bald bully answers with full force against the helpless classmate. Inside the classroom, Ronan thinks about everything that happened in the demon world. He notices his classmate has taken far too long in the bathroom. The bullies are also missing from the classroom. Ronan goes outside, fearing something terrible has happened. His classmate returns, but his battered appearance reveals nothing. He only claims that he has been skipping class. The classmate refuses to mention the bully's invitation because it is clearly bait. Ronan presses him until the classmate admits fighting them. The classmate insists the incident is minor and says they were weak. He even managed to land a punch on the bald bully. Ignoring his friend's wishes, Ronan decides to meet the bullies himself. Ronan goes to protect innocent people from being harmed again. His decision is not motivated by the fact they specifically want him. The classmate tries stopping Ronan, then acknowledges how much Ronan has changed. Ronan's example teaches him that refusing to fight creates a permanent punching bag. The classmate now wants strength too, so nobody can keep abusing him. Although the classmate smiles while describing his retaliation, Ronan understands. Anyone who survives such treatment cannot honestly feel happy about it. Ronan knows the experience is frightening, regardless of that smile. Luna had asked Ronan to speak with her after class. Ronan tells Luna something more urgent requires his attention. He leaves to confront the bullies at their chosen meeting place. Luna somehow understands the dangerous situation unfolding around him. Outside the school, hooded figures appear without explanation. The students cannot identify them or understand why they came. The bullies lead Ronan to an abandoned shed. They tell Ronan to enter fearlessly if he is not a coward. Ronan intends to talk, but someone attacks him from behind. Inside the school, the hooded figures search for something. They repeatedly sniff the air while tracking their intended target. The students remain unaware of the danger moving among them. Back at the abandoned shed, Ronan avoids the surprise attack. He immediately counters and defeats the students with startling ease. Ronan kicks an iron bar so powerfully that it lodges in the ceiling. One strike from Ronan knocks out each remaining attacker. Though frightened, the students keep charging until everyone lies defeated. The bald bully stares in terror, unable to understand what happened. How can that supposed failure defeat everyone with a single blow again? Ronan fixes the bald bully with a cold stare and beckons him closer. The bald bully's courage vanishes, exposing him as a complete coward. He considers grabbing a bottle and using it as a weapon. The bald bully threatens that Ronan will not leave the shed alive. Ronan remains completely unafraid of the threat. The confrontation stops when chaos erupts somewhere inside the school. The hooded figures reveal themselves as monsters and attack the students. Abyssal creatures follow their prey's scent while striking everything nearby. Their assault includes Ronan's classmate among the terrified students. Ronan and the bald bully hear screams spreading through the school. Ronan also senses demons moving somewhere on the premises. Concern for the others makes Ronan turn away from his enemy. The bald bully receives a merciless attack from behind. Ronan shuts the door in time, stopping the attack from reaching them. He warns everyone to stay inside unless they want to die. Something dangerous is unfolding beyond that door, but the bald bully demands silence. Humiliated repeatedly, the bald bully decides revenge requires killing Ronan. The teachers investigate the uproar and witness their students being slaughtered. The creatures attack the teachers too, striking anything while searching for the key. Luna remains elsewhere inside the school, where no demon has reached yet. News finally reaches Luna that monsters are overrunning the opposite side. She immediately races toward the invasion while everyone else runs away. Luna meets the first demon and evades its attack with exact timing. A blade strapped to her leg slices the creature as she vaults over it. Luna catches the demon by its neck and tightens the wire. The creature is eliminated, leaving Luna standing over its fallen body. Another monster sniffs the cornered student's neck with disgusting interest. Terrified, the student's friends abandon him and leave him to die alone. Ronan triggers the fire alarm, forcing the monsters to notice him instead. The creatures identify Ronan as their prey and rush after him. Ronan intends to draw them away from the remaining students. The bald bully tries ambushing Ronan along the escape route for revenge. A monster seizes the bald bully before he can surprise Ronan. Holding its captive threateningly, the creature orders Ronan to keep running. It warns that stopping means the bald bully will die. Ronan has no reason to obey and could let the bully perish. The bald bully screams for help, demanding that Ronan do something. Ronan asks why he should rescue someone who wanted him dead. Terror spreads across the bald bully's face as the monster lifts him. Realizing his mistake, the bald bully begs forgiveness and pleads for rescue. He sees Ronan vanish and assumes Ronan has escaped without him. Ronan suddenly strikes the creature, releasing the bald bully from its grip. He follows with relentless blows that smash through the nearby wall. The bald bully watches power beyond anything he thought Ronan could possess. Once the monster falls, the bald bully remains frozen with fear. He wonders aloud whether Ronan is even human. Ronan might have answered yes, despite privately questioning the same thing. Another monster crashes into the wall before Ronan can respond. Luna is fighting nearby, defeating creatures with astonishing skill. Ronan wonders how Luna became so powerful against these monsters. Luna notices the two men standing uselessly and questions their weakness. She leaps forward and plants her foot on the bald bully's face. The bald bully collapses unconscious on the floor. Luna tells Ronan she will protect everyone still trapped inside. Ronan must leave the building so the monsters will pursue him. Luna asks whether Ronan is stupid for missing their obvious target. The creatures are hunting Ronan, so leaving will make them follow. Ronan has several questions for Luna, but more monsters flood the hallway. Luna orders Ronan to hurry toward the school gym. Ronan jumps through a window and sprints toward the gym. Reaching the gym, Ronan looks back and wonders why nobody follows. The creatures answer by leaping through the same window after him. Surrounded by many attackers, Ronan struggles to defend himself. Filthy drool slides across Ronan's face as the creatures press closer. Luna's wire suddenly snags the monsters and drags them away. Their bodies slam into the wall, killing them on impact. Ronan asks Luna who she is and how she fights so effectively. Luna says those answers must wait because an urgent attack is underway. More monsters pour into the gym until dozens surround them. Ronan and Luna are trapped with the odds overwhelmingly against them. The creatures fuse together and become a gigantic mass covered in eyes. That grotesque change gives Ronan and Luna a brief chance to hide. Ronan wonders how they can possibly handle something so enormous. Luna says she has an idea and explains her plan. The monster hears Luna taunting its ugliness and unbearable noise. It swings a massive hand, aiming to crush Luna instantly. Luna dodges, then drops the giant curtain over the monster. Blinded beneath the curtain, the creature loses sight of its targets. Luna looks upward and tells Ronan that his turn has arrived. Hanging from the roof, Ronan reaches for another piece of iron framework. Ronan drops from the roof, driving the huge metal frame into the monster. Inside the school, every student has already been wiped out. A dark aura monster carries a student while walking through the building. Peering through a window, it spots something unusual inside the gym. Perhaps that hidden presence is the one it has been seeking. On the sports court, the enormous monster has finally been defeated. A giant metal spike pins its body firmly against the ground. Luna and Ronan stay nearby, watching until the creature is eliminated. Ronan wonders whether his grandmother turned into ashes like this demon. Luna advises Ronan to leave quickly for somewhere safer. Ronan hears a scream before they can get away. The voice belongs to Ronan's only friend, the glasses-wearing friend. At the gym entrance, the glasses-wearing friend stands there bleeding. Ronan rushes over and asks whether his injured friend is alright. Luna notices a shadow beneath their feet and senses something wrong. She warns that this darkness is far from ordinary. Ronan questions why that shadow should matter to them. The glasses-wearing friend suddenly cries out in unbearable pain. Ignoring Luna's warning, Ronan reaches down to help his friend. A dark shape rises behind them, preparing a sudden attack. The demon drives its enormous hand straight through both boys. Luna screams Ronan's name as the two boys collapse together. The glasses-wearing friend and Ronan appear certain to die. Ronan recognizes this terror from the day his grandmother died. He fears losing another person who matters deeply to him. Memories surge through Ronan's mind while Luna keeps calling for him. He recalls the joyful days he spent beside his grandmother. Every cherished moment that once comforted him now returns as horror. On his birthday, Ronan wished for endless happiness with her. That happiness vanished when his grandmother left the world. Ronan reaches for her arm one final time. Her body crumbles into ashes beneath his desperate touch. As her memory fades, she tells Ronan to guard otherworld entrances. Grief and fury awaken a power Ronan never knew existed. Blue fire bursts outward from every side of Ronan's body. The demon recoils nervously while Luna stares at him in fear. Both Luna and the demon understand Ronan has changed. One step from Ronan freezes everything surrounding him. His frozen breath can chill even the worst demon's souls. The creature freezes in front of Ronan and shatters into fragments. With the demon eliminated, Ronan immediately loses consciousness. Much later, Ronan wakes inside an unfamiliar place. Someone has treated his wounds and the bed carries a pleasant scent. Ronan wonders whether Luna brought him into her own bedroom. He leaves the room and explores the luxurious house. Sharp steel bars cover every window he passes. Beyond the first doorway, Ronan discovers an entire weapons arsenal. Every kind of weapon imaginable appears stored inside. This house clearly cannot belong to an ordinary person. Ronan questions whether such an excessive collection is truly necessary. Hearing someone approach, Ronan hides and grips an axe. He prepares to strike, ready to destroy whatever comes closer. The approaching figure turns out to be a beautiful girl. Ronan hesitates, wondering whether he should eliminate her anyway. Minutes later, Ronan studies a strangely shaped painting inside the house. Luna finishes preparing herself and comes downstairs to speak. Ronan wonders who Luna truly is and how she fights so skillfully. Luna admits she honestly expected Ronan to die that day. Even after surviving those injuries, she believes he could die any time. She sits on the couch and marvels that Ronan remains alive. Ronan says he remembers nothing from everything that happened earlier. Luna says forgetting those events is probably better for him. Her distracting pose briefly pulls Ronan's attention away from the conversation. After they talk longer, Ronan thanks Luna for saving his life. Luna reminds him that he acted aggressively toward his rescuer. Ronan asks what happened to the glasses-wearing friend stabbed beside him. Smiling, Luna says she already knew Ronan would ask that question. She assures Ronan that his friend is safe and being treated. Ronan asks whether Luna is truly telling him the truth. Luna confirms it, and Ronan begins crying without hiding his relief. He says hearing that news feels like a tremendous weight lifted. Luna appears unable to understand why Ronan is crying. Ronan quickly changes expression and asks who Luna really is. He admits that Luna frightened him, then guesses she felt frightened too. They stare at one another silently for several uncomfortable seconds. Luna breaks the silence by standing and announcing that she is hungry. She suggests having a race before they eat. Ronan offers no response to Luna's sudden proposal. Luna blames Ronan, saying she has been unable to eat since last night. She rises and prepares to leave the house. Luna suddenly demands to know why Ronan is acting this way. She asks where Ronan thinks he is going. Ronan says he cannot remain inside a stranger's house. Luna intervenes, explaining explaining that Ronan is still in a sensitive condition. She says Ronan cannot leave without knowing whether he survives tomorrow. Luna declares that Ronan leaves this house only if Ronan first has to make his way past Luna. Irritated, Ronan swings and nearly punches Luna directly in the face. The movement tears open the wound across his chest. With a fierce glare, Luna says this proves her point. She hurls him onto the floor and challenges his confidence. Could Ronan defeat Luna even while he was perfectly healthy? Lamenting, Ronan tells Luna that his grandmother has died. Every member of Ronan's family is gone now. Now, even the school children are injured because of his actions. Luna firmly announces that she will serve as Ronan's guardian. The declaration leaves Ronan staring at her in astonishment. As of now, Luna warns Ronan remains her guest. Luna has also prepared something for both of them to eat. Unfortunately, Smoke suggests her carefully prepared meal is already burning. In fact, nearly everything Luna cooked has turned black. Still, Luna bluntly asks whether Ronan plans to eat. Luna grumbles that she has eaten nothing since yesterday. She spent that entire time helping someone instead. Now her special meal burns while she argues with someone. Looking embarrassed, Ronan asks whether any ingredients remain. Ronan then displays cooking skills nobody expected him to possess. His kitchen power somehow eclipses even his battlefield ability. Within minutes, Ronan prepares an amazing meal for them. Ronan explains that his grandmother taught him how to cook. She wanted Ronan to become capable of living independently. Luna wonders whether Ronan was close to his grandmother. Ronan confirms that they shared an extremely close relationship. Luna apparently has no idea what such closeness feels like. Curious, Luna asks what Ronan's grandmother was like. While Ronan and Luna talk like future lovers, grim news spreads outside. Recordings and images of the horrific attack flood the internet. Authorities quickly erase the posts before they can circulate widely. Consequently, people cannot distinguish reality from fabricated footage. Inside a security council, officials debate hiding everything from the public. Many survivors can still reveal the truth despite their suppression efforts. The student who defeated the creatures also remains somewhere beyond their reach. The council leader remains unidentified, yet issues an immediate command. He demands an immediate meeting with the child responsible. Despite lacking Ronan's identity, the council leader becomes 100% focused. Back in the tender atmosphere, Ronan describes his grandmother's boundless kindness. He says she possessed an exceptionally pure heart. Even when Ronan behaved terribly, she never expressed dissatisfaction with him. As Ronan approaches a painful thought, Luna cuts him off. She assures Ronan that he is safe in this place. Her reassurance visibly embarrasses Ronan for a moment. He quickly says there is something he must do now. Luna asks whether he wonders what those creatures actually were. Recalling earlier events, Ronan notices Luna seemed familiar with them. The many weapons around her home make every possibility frightening. Ronan privately wonders whether Luna knows anything about demons. I cannot verify that, folks, but my stew pot certainly houses one. That kitchen joke ends as Luna leads Ronan toward her doorway. There, Luna says one particular place can provide the answers. That same place can grant Ronan the strength to fight them. They cross the city bridge shown utterly destroyed at the story's beginning. Beyond it stands the massive organization built to defend against monsters. Its enormous headquarters carries 3 giant video screens across the roof. Ronan asks whether this is truly supposed to be secret. Luna replies that secret work does not require a secret building. Inside, everything looks ordinary, with nothing visibly strange. As they walk, Luna recounts the organization's long history. Its members have battled these creatures for centuries. An elevator's doors are nearly closed when another passenger appears. The purple-haired guitarist approaches, expressionless, carrying her instrument. She enters without offering either visitor even a greeting. They complete biometric identification and enter a secret code beside the door. Once inside, the elevator plunges far faster than normal. Ronan blurts, "Why the hell are we descending this fast?" His question instantly irritates the purple-haired guitarist. Ronan cannot understand what he said wrong. Their awkward exchange makes Luna burst into laughter. Eventually, the elevator reaches their intended floor. Following the purple-haired guitarist, they enter restricted-looking work areas. Scientists labor nearby, while other people endure suspicious physical examinations. At last, they reach the room intended for Ronan. Luna steps forward and addresses the people already waiting. She notes they have all been here quite a while. Then Luna suggests everyone introduce themselves to the newcomer first. Ronan has no idea what this situation means. Across the room, he spots dozens, perhaps thousands of cameras. It resembles an armored chamber monitored from every conceivable angle. Organization personnel observe through glass cleverly disguised within the room. A man behind it announces that they have finally arrived. The person he has wanted to meet is now present. While Ronan studies the room in awe, the purple-haired guitarist prepares. Wearing a suspicious expression, she unlatches her guitar. To absolutely nobody's surprise, her guitar is actually a weapon. With practiced skill, she assembles the hidden equipment piece by piece. Ronan grows uneasy, imagining what may happen next. Once assembly is finished, she raises the weapon toward Ronan. Ronan senses the attack coming, but Luna jolts in surprise. Luna demands to know what Lee Arim thinks she is doing. Lee Arim answers that she understands her own actions perfectly. She asks why the demon saw a weapon yet never guarded. Ronan cannot make sense of this sudden, dangerous confrontation. Luna insists this is not what any of them should be doing. Behind the glass, the captain silently studies every movement. Lee Arim blames Luna, then squeezes the trigger. The magical round streaks past Ronan, seemingly missing him. A faint graze proves it actually clipped him during the speed test. He passes that test, but Lee Arim immediately fires another barrage. Ronan darts across the area, weaving around every incoming projectile. He closes the distance while Lee Arim keeps shooting wildly. Lee Arim answers with a kick stretching an astonishing 3 meters. Her redirected shots punch into the ceiling above them. Broken chunks rain downward, forcing both fighters to spring apart. Their retreat throws up a thick cloud of dusty debris. A shadow bursts from the haze and nearly strikes Ronan. Lee Arim whirls her equipment, rapidly sweeping the smoke aside. Her expression shows unwavering seriousness as she renews the assault. Ronan evades again and again, refusing to return any blow. He wonders whether retaliation might unleash his demonic power again. If he loses control, more hunters may come exterminating him. They could treat him exactly like every other demon. From behind the glass, the captain follows the battle intently. He praises Ronan's extraordinary defense and calls him amazing. Still, Ronan's refusal to attack leaves the captain confused. Despite Lee Arim's hostility, Ronan simply will not fight back. Overthinking every consequence, Ronan lets his concentration slip. His wavering focus weakens both his awareness and defensive timing. Lee Arim launches a surprise strike that nearly connects. Luna intercepts it, stopping the attack from reaching Ronan. Furious, Luna asks whether Lee Arim has gone insane. She demands an explanation for this reckless behavior. Lee Arim offers no answer and merely frees her arm. Without another word, Lee Arim walks away from the area. Those remaining notice that Lee Arim's hand has been injured. Her wound leaves everyone questioning what this encounter truly signifies. The captain finally steps from concealment and approaches Ronan and Luna. He asks why Ronan concealed his strength and never retaliated. His interrogation immediately leaves Luna dissatisfied once more. She accuses the captain of treating Ronan far too harshly. Luna also demands why he issued orders without warning her. The captain says he needed Ronan's response to an ambush. A truly unexpected assault, he explains, cannot include advance notice. Ronan says he only dodged because counterattacking would gravely injure Lee Arim. He fixes Lee Arim with a cold stare, declaring absolute certainty. The captain warns Ronan that he badly underestimates Lee Arim. Ronan only recently awakened, making such confidence seem dangerously premature. For years, demons have hunted people carrying unusual abilities. Their targets include Ronan, Lee Arim, Luna, and others like them. The captain asks whether Ronan will wait passively for extermination. His challenge plainly demands that Ronan demonstrate his powers. Luna prepares to interfere again, unwilling to accept his pressure. The captain promises every resource Ronan needs to grow stronger. He will help Ronan survive the demons hunting him. In return, Ronan must prove his value directly before the captain. A staff woman appears, requesting the captain discuss their earlier matter. He postpones their discussion and declares today's session finished. As the captain turns away, Ronan asks whether every monster must die. The question makes the captain pause, uncertain how to answer. Yet he believes cooperating with demons can never be allowed. Once the captain leaves, Ronan notices Luna looks noticeably sadder. As they walk, they encounter Lee Arim, an M1 combat agent. Ronan tells Luna that she and Lee Arim are alike. Luna rejects the comparison, calling Lee Arim innocent and harmless looking. Seconds earlier, that harmless face attacked Ronan with axes and chains. Luna firmly insists she would never behave like Lee Arim. Ronan remains doubtful that the two differ even there. He remembers the dozens upon dozens of weapons inside Luna's home. Even Luna cannot find any argument against that memory. She ignores the point and labels Lee Arim the only frightening one. Growing serious, Luna says she would have refused that order. Their conversation continues while they gradually approach a nearby medical team. The team is transporting a patient through the facility. Ronan feels certain he somehow knows the person being moved. The patient's presence stirs a deeply familiar sensation inside him. In the underworld's depth, thunder rolls and reverberates across the skies. Chen trains alone, relentlessly sharpening his combat technique. His sword swings carry enough force to slice through mountains. That hateful gaze reveals Chen, a warrior who despises Ronan. The underworld king arrives while Chen continues his brutal training. Chen immediately kneels, showing the ruler his deepest respect. Still kneeling, Chen says their promised time will certainly arrive. He cautions that their moment has not arrived yet. The Underworld King agrees and says they have run out of time. Chen agrees, saying he already knows about the matter. The portal is certain to open again. Those grim visions fade, returning the story to Seoul. Ronan returns to the market, seeking the market elder. The market elder says he nearly left to find Ronan. Ronan explains he moved and came back for more medicine. Specifically, Ronan needs another suppressor for his demonic power. He refuses to let his new acquaintances discover his demon blood. Ronan asks whether he can wield power without alerting human demon hunters. The market elder says controlling that inner energy requires serious training. Ronan eagerly accepts every lesson the market elder might offer. Such enthusiasm worries the market elder because mastery never arrives instantly. Everything will come if Ronan seeks it, and lessons can wait. At school, Ronan speaks with his friend, relieved that he survived. They mention that reconstruction of the school has already begun. That night after school, Ronan settles into his new home with Luna. He quietly slips outside, but Luna notices and questions his destination. Luna sounds like a jealous partner investigating a suspicious midnight escape. Ronan responds like a guilty spouse, promising his trip will be brief. He claims the house feels stifling and says he needs fresh air. When Ronan notes her excessive concern, Luna irritably denies caring. Their squabble feels oddly domestic before Ronan leaves to meet the market elder. For energy control training, the pair seek somewhere entirely free from interruptions. They enter an abandoned site's underground levels and descend beneath Seoul. A sealed stone blocks the route deeper into the hidden depths. The market elder channels power, stripping the seal from the obstacle. Once the path opens, the market elder requests a demonstration. The test requires Ronan and the market elder to duel directly. The market elder readies his weapon, then launches blows Ronan evades. Ronan watches in surprise as the staff stretches with glowing green energy. He immediately understands that this strange weapon is extremely dangerous. Though seemingly helpless earlier, the market elder suddenly moves much faster. A rapid barrage follows, yet Ronan avoids every incoming strike. That flawless defense pushes the market elder towards still greater speed. The market elder notices Ronan never launches an attack. Without genuine anger, Ronan apparently cannot make himself retaliate. If Ronan cannot fight, he can never become a warrior. The market elder intensifies the assault, driving Ronan against a wall. Finally, the market elder delivers a strike Ronan cannot evade. Even trapped there, Ronan still refuses to hit back. Seeking anger, the market elder asks how Senna died. He recalls Senna being mutilated, fighting the Demon King long ago. Yet Senna was the demon realm's mightiest warrior, unmatched by others. Why then did mere demons kill Senna here on Earth? Ronan remembers his grandmother Senna surrendering her life to protect him. The market elder calls that sacrifice a terrible waste. Why save someone so weak by throwing away her own life? Those cruel words chill the surrounding air in an instant. Ronan finally seizes the spear as fury floods through him. Having provoked the desired response, the market elder presses harder. He orders Ronan to accept responsibility for Senna's death. Immediately afterward, the market elder senses Ronan's freezing breath. This unmistakable phenomenon marks Ronan as the former king's son. The market elder now understands Ronan's identity without any lingering doubt. Shock follows, because such a child should never be here. The past reveals more about the rift and Ronan's origins. The rift forms a portal connecting humanity's world with the demon realm. Monsters still crave human lands, though humans have always restrained them. If passage into the demon realm exists, an exit must also exist. Eventually, humans discover the rift and launch an expedition through it. Their plan collapses immediately upon reaching the opposite entrance. Every traveler is crushed and incapacitated there, except one mortal woman. Alone in the demon realm, the mortal woman survives the disaster. The peace-seeking demon king finds the mortal woman and offers help. What follows is unprecedented across the entire history of humankind. The demon king and the mortal woman unexpectedly fall in love. Their union creates a form of life this world never imagined. That child, half monster and half human, becomes everything's central root. The answer becomes clear. Senna brought the demon realm's prince here. Panic overwhelms the market elder as the truth settles in. Above ground, heavy rain pounds the deserted site. Below, the market elder helps Ronan restrain his limitless demonic energy. He warns that Ronan's energy appears ready to erupt any time. The power feels malicious, wicked, and dangerously unstable. When the session ends, the market elder gives one crucial instruction. Ronan must always keep that energy contained inside his body. The market elder then channels his own energy into Ronan. He pulls out Ronan's evil power and stores it inside vials. Once the extraction ends, an exhausted Ronan collapses onto the ground. The market elder explains Ronan can wield demonic strength while remaining concealed. Ronan must first claim this power as his own, or it will consume him. The market elder leads Ronan back onto the field for practical control training. Ronan releases the first vial containing his purified energy. A massive cloud of smoke instantly floods the entire training ground. Physical training begins as Ronan struggles to understand what is happening. A gigantic hand suddenly strikes Ronan from the front. The blow sends Ronan flying dozens of meters into a wall. The Market Elder calmly warns that this is only the beginning. Ronan must endure this trial and overcome many greater obstacles. His opponent is formed from Ronan's own concentrated energy. That enormous creature embodies the demonic power sealed inside Ronan. Though born from a vial, the creature towers like a massive living force. Ronan attacks repeatedly, yet the creature surpasses him in every way. One direct strike nearly leaves Ronan unconscious on the battlefield. Ronan never understood his energy's true strength until facing this monster. Doubt creeps in as Ronan questions whether victory is even possible. He wonders what will happen if he loses this fight. Could those terrifying memories become reality instead of remaining visions? That thought deepens Ronan's anger and awakens his uncontrolled power. Ronan finally strikes back against the creature with renewed force. His fury grows, bringing each of his blows up to the creature's level. The Market Elder remains outside, keeping himself away from their battle. He notices that Ronan and the creature are now evenly matched. The Market Elder knows the battlefield contains only illusions. He cannot understand why such a powerful attack would exist inside it. Then fear grips him as a terrible possibility enters his mind. Could Ronan actually kill himself during this training session? Believing that danger is real, the Market Elder moves to open the chamber. Ronan's energy blocks the seal and prevents the door from opening. The Market Elder's expression turns fearful as the energy overwhelms him. The force locking the door feels like the king's own authority. Ronan's only missing ingredient, the narrator explains, is hatred. Inside the battlefield, Ronan lies beaten against the wall. Exhaustion covers his face as the fight approaches its end. Ronan is close to losing both the battle and perhaps his soul. Even powerless and defeated, Ronan refuses to surrender. His determination remains firm despite the punishment he has endured. When the creature reaches toward Ronan, his consciousness suddenly returns. Ronan wakes to find the Market Elder waiting beside him. The Market Elder admits he never expected the situation to become this extreme. He says he pushed Ronan too hard and accepts responsibility for it. Ronan shows no resentment toward the Market Elder despite everything. He only asks what happened inside the sealed training chamber. The Market Elder explains that Ronan's power escaped his control. Ronan had been training to prevent that exact failure, yet it happened again. He laments another failure and blames himself for losing control. Despite his sadness, Ronan vows that he will not give up. Ronan promises to master his power, even if the effort kills him. The Market Elder quietly begs Ronan not to die. Far below, lightning tears across the skies above the demon underworld. The sea rages violently while the current king waits inside his castle. Demon messengers report that the underworld's food supply is running out. Their world is becoming uninhabitable, leaving survival increasingly impossible. The demons want access to the human world, where food remains plentiful. One demon representative asks how long Chen's promises can keep everyone waiting. He demands to know when Chen will open the passage to humanity's world. That question ignites the king's fury. The frightened servant immediately apologizes for raising such doubts. As the servant prepares to leave, Muzan orders him to summon Chen alone. Muzan warns that the demon world cannot survive much longer. Every delay places Muzan's position as king under greater threat. The demon messenger finds Chen standing before the possible portal. He tells Chen that Muzan has ordered him to appear. The messenger asks whether Chen has any objection to the summons. Chen calmly answers that he has no problem with it. Chen serves as Muzan's sword, yet the servant cannot read his intentions. Chen notices the servant's confusion and addresses it directly. Chen reminds him that he has eyes and ears everywhere. He earned Muzan's right-hand position through power and spilled blood. Chen warns the servant to stay careful and avoid an early death. The demon messenger promises to remember that warning before departing. Back in Seoul, Ronan and Luna wash dishes after their meal. Luna says Ronan has gone out every night for an entire week. She compares his nightly disappearances to a stray cat roaming outside. Luna demands to know where Ronan goes each evening. Ronan claims he is merely taking walks around the city. Luna rejects that explanation and says it will not fool her. Although Luna is worried, Ronan keeps his real purpose secret. Luna says she understands that Ronan is facing something difficult. Still, Luna insists that partners should not hide secrets from each other. Those words make Ronan question what his relationship with Luna actually is. Ronan begins another training session inside the cave, where several vases hang overhead. Ronan announces his readiness, and the old master adopts a grave expression. The old master releases multiple pots together, filling the entire cave with smoke. He warns Ronan that the smoke comes entirely from his own power. Ronan must avoid losing control while using his personal energy. Creatures emerge through the smoke and immediately launch attacks against Ronan. Ronan evades every strike, staying sharply focused throughout the assault. The creatures attack repeatedly, yet Ronan dodges or blocks them each time. Ronan says their movements are now clear enough for him to counterattack. The old master notes that only 1 week has passed since training began. He marvels that Ronan's progress has already become become monstrously fast. Despite appearing beyond the king's strength, Ronin must never underestimate this power. It belongs to the legacy of the demon world's former ruler. The power now appears through every creature surrounding Ronin. Each creature embodies one aspect: speed, strength, ice, barriers, or eternal flame. These manifestations together represent the full extent of Ronin's power. Ronin declares himself ready to destroy every creature before him. He draws a deep breath, then charges directly into the attack. Ronin strikes the creatures, but they dissolve instead of truly being defeated. Each dissolved creature immediately bursts apart, leaving Ronin confused. Ronin still does not understand how to defeat these mana creatures. The monsters remain powerful and continue attacking from a distance. A battle that seemed settled suddenly becomes dangerously one-sided. Ronin keeps fighting while the old master silently observes his efforts. The old master admits that Ronin is beginning to control his power. Ronin uses the battlefield's elements in a creative series of defensive moves. His improvisation builds combat experience and creates openings against the monsters. Ronin finally attacks one creature directly and shatters its horn. That destruction transfers the creature's represented power into Ronin. Now stronger, Ronin unleashes an area attack that spreads ice everywhere. The newly claimed power proves so intense that every creature freezes. Even the old master, standing above the battlefield, nearly suffers the same fate. The old master watches proudly, impressed that Ronin successfully managed it. While Ronin secretly trains, Luna practices with members of her organization. Luna's training outfit distracts the narrator, who briefly apologizes to everyone. Luna watches a beautiful girl who appears to be her rival. Their exercise requires reaching this building's 10th floor ahead of everyone. The competitors must climb while overcoming various challenges along the way. Luna concentrates on the test as soon as the race begins. Both girls launch forward, moving with the speed and precision of ninjas. Luna races along the walls while her rival climbs upward. The blonde girl pauses briefly and claims that she is faster. Her purple-haired rival answers with acrobatics and seizes the lead. Luna knows her rival will never willingly accept defeat. Ordinary participants struggle just to climb the building's opening section. A gauntlet-wearing woman joins the contest despite the training restrictions. The cameras announce that equipment is forbidden, but she ignores the warning. Ronin and Luna's rival compete fiercely to reach the highest floor first. Lee Aram remarks that she never expected Luna to move so slowly. That comment intensifies the rivalry between Luna and Lee Aram. Spectators praise their competition and hope it motivates both contestants. The M1 leader asks about the boy discussed earlier and wants his location. A defense research manager approaches and says there is something important to inspect. She leads the M1 leader to a hospitalized boy from the attack school. The boy has spent a long time recovering inside the hospital. Information about his condition is what captures the leader's attention. The defense research manager says something about the boy is deeply strange. When discovered, the boy had already been dead. Workers clearing the school's ruins detected signs of life inside him. They quickly transported him alongside the other wounded survivors. The M1 leader finds the account unbelievable and demands confirmation. The defense research manager confirms that the boy died, then regained consciousness. She explains that medication currently prevents him from waking unexpectedly. Stopping the medication would cause the boy to awaken. The M1 leader orders everyone to leave him as he is for now. He also instructs them to continue watching the hospitalized boy closely. After everyone departs, the boy manages to move one hand. Another day passes and night settles over the city. Ronin sneaks away for secret training once again. Luna notices that Ronin leaves every night and wonders what he does. She can hardly imagine the intense training happening during those nights. The old master begins saying, Ronin's power already exceeds even the furthest boundaries of imagination. The old master sees Ronin gaining control and decides to test him. Giant fidget spinners become the old master's opening attack. Ronin recognizes he now faces the old master, not his own energy. He evades the first assault, yet the spinning weapons chase him. Every dodge fails to shake their relentless pursuit. After one final evasion, Ronin decides to halt them. His stance and focused eyes reveal excellent battlefield judgment. The old master immediately sends even more attacks toward Ronin. Ronin grabs his motionless fidget spinners and hurls them forward. His overwhelming force slices through the giant tree's thick roots. That powerful counter finally stops every incoming spinner. The old master personally steps onto the battlefield next. His body expands enormously as he towers over Ronin. He promises to unleash everything, warning Ronin to prepare himself. Ronin only needs to knock the old master unconscious. The old master's true identity is Muzan, former demon military commander. After fleeing into the human world, Muzan now shelters exiled monsters. Muzan's enlarged form looks terrifying, with exceptionally durable skin. Ronin strikes Muzan's chest, but the blow bounces away. His attack leaves Muzan entirely unharmed. moment. Calling his turn, Muzan punches Ronin directly in the chest. The force passes through Ronin and carves a colossal wall imprint. Several seconds later, the delayed impact violently launches Ronin away. That famous delayed strike nearly knocks Ronin unconscious. Muzan refuses to pause and follows with another crushing attack. Ronin manages to redirect the path of Muzan's powerful blow. Muzan explains Ronin's attacks cannot injure his transformed body. He urges Ronin to strike freely without restraining any strength. During this transformation, Muzan's body remains indestructible. Muzan and Ronin plunge into a ferocious exchange. Their underground impacts send tremors surging toward the surface. Muzan decides to raise the battle's intensity even further. This will not be easy, and Ronin must endure it. Their next exchange carries even greater destructive force. With every collision, Muzan senses Ronin evolving at frantic speed. Eventually, even Muzan's indestructible body begins suffering from their exchanges. He recognizes Ronin's offense and defense are both climbing. Throughout the battle, Muzan notices light shining within Ronin's eyes. Their next clash unleashes Ronin's most devastating strike yet. Its destruction obliterates the entire underground training ground. The impact even forces Muzan out of his transformation. Muzan understands Ronin concealed his demonic power throughout their fight. Releasing only a fraction of that power caused this devastation. Ronin is finally ready to control his power. The next morning, Luna sleeps peacefully and looks radiant. While she rests, someone cleans everything and prepares breakfast. Luna rises, finds the whole home organized, and stares in surprise. Ronin suddenly seems like astonishingly perfect husband material. Somehow he returned early and awakened ahead of Luna. Ronin has already finished every household chore himself. He invites Luna to sit, resembling her future children's father. During breakfast, Ronin admits mornings always used to exhaust him. Today though, he feels noticeably better. Luna suggests his nightly walks must surely explain that improvement. Luna reminds Ronin he may do whatever he wants. Still, he should consider everyone who worries about him. Ronin asks whether Luna has been worrying about him. Hearing her own implications, Luna flushes and scrambles for an excuse. A stream of senseless words tumbles from her mouth. Luna finally regroups and desperately invents a justification. She only feared his misfortune might affect her, nothing else. Ronin offers Luna a sincere apology. Since his grandmother died, he never expected anyone else to worry. His gentle confession and alluring gaze stir unfamiliar feelings within Luna. Luna immediately kicks that fluttering fantasy straight out of her mind. She insists internally that she is a warrior, not some ordinary girl. Since Ronin feels better, Luna says he must visit M1 with her. While walking, Ronin catches his reflection and remembers Luna seeing his mark. At school that day, he definitely transformed before her. His demonic mark must have become clearly visible during that transformation. The uncertainty deeply worries Ronin, prompting a question for Luna. He asks whether M1 can distinguish monsters from superhumans. Luna confirms some monsters naturally resemble ordinary humans. Once their abilities activate, their outward appearance changes too. Those distinctive marks then make identification easy for anyone. Her answer suggests Luna may never have noticed Ronin's mark. M1 only knows that monsters are hunting Ronin. The truth remains that Ronin is a superhuman. His master warned that Senna's death would draw monsters toward him. That warning now refuses to give Ronin any peace. Luna, destined to become his wife, asks what troubles him. Lost in thought, Ronin barely hears Luna's concerned question. He cannot stop wondering what the monsters want from him. Ronin says they must visit somewhere before returning to M1. Elsewhere, ordinary students continue their usual morning journey toward school. The bald bully now approaches other students with surprising friendliness. Avoiding open aggression, he politely requests money from weaker students. He claims the money will buy snacks and cigarettes. Unlike earlier days, the students simply ignore his demands. His old companions arrive, forcing him to defend his crumbling reputation. The bespectacled student tells him to stop pretending nothing changed. Everyone watched him sob and plead cowardly before Ronin that day. The bespectacled student says shame would keep him away from school. Each blunt truth strikes another painful blow against the bald bully's pride. The bald bully insists he remains the strongest person there. Strength means little now because nobody feels afraid of him. Their former fear has hardened into nothing but contempt. Those scornful stares finally shatter the bald bully's fragile mind. Despite his tough appearance, his spirit has always been weak. All his swagger merely concealed the coward hiding underneath. Now every student can clearly see his true nature. Aboard a bus, Ronin watches cheerful students heading toward school. Their happiness warms him, though it also stirs quiet envy. Ronin knows he can never return to school again. His chance at an ordinary life has already ended. After traveling a while, Ronin and Luna finally reach their destination. Luna questions whether coming alone is dangerously reckless. After all, the monsters are actively searching for Ronin. They They walk past the building where Luna previously worked. Ronan asks Luna why she quit that particular job. Luna answers that the workplace was awful, prompting her departure. Ronan knows M1 already gives its members financial assistance. He suspects Luna worked nearby solely to watch over him. Ronan's first intended stop is his former home. Upon reaching its entrance, Ronan suddenly freezes in place. Noticing his reaction, Luna gently asks whether he feels alright. Ronan hides his history, merely saying old memories resurfaced. He explains that something inside the house must be found. Beyond the door remain possessions Ronan abandoned long ago. Ronan does not actually know what he expects to discover. He only remembers that someone had been searching for several keys. Perhaps one of those mysterious keys still remains inside this house. Ronan searches silently without revealing his target to Luna. During the search, Luna discovers a photograph of Ronan and Senna. The image somehow feels strangely familiar to Luna. Eventually, Ronan abandons the search after finding absolutely nothing. Luna asks what he wanted, but Ronan keeps it secret. He simply tells Luna that they should return. Inside M1, the previously unconscious masked boy finally awakens. His eyes open, but his breathing immediately becomes strained. Removing the mask allows him to calm his breathing. His first words demand to know where Ronan is. Once he settles down, staff collect his blood for testing. The doctor marvels at receiving such an important, exceptionally rare sample. Her earlier innocence vanishes beneath a suddenly sinister expression. She says his cooperation earns the information he requested. The doctor assures him that Ronan is safe and recovering. Despite her ominous delivery, the answer itself remains perfectly straightforward. The masked boy immediately asks whether he may leave. He wants to visit Ronan without wasting another moment. Staff refuse, explaining that recovery must come before his release. Later, the masked boy secretly slips away while left alone. He enters the sample laboratory and announces his successful discovery. Lai Arim suddenly calls his behavior extremely suspicious. She asks exactly what he managed to find. Taking a closer look, Li Arim notices his remarkably handsome face. Her suspicious manner instantly changes into warm friendliness. The masked boy smiles while concealing whatever he found. Hidden within his hands are 2 stolen samples. A nurse arrives and scolds them for entering the laboratory. She insists they should both be attending training instead. While ushering them out, 1 stolen sample drops onto the floor. The masked boy coldly asks why he carries a biological risk classification. The nurse orders Li Arim to leave before discussing anything. Once Li Arim departs, the nurse directs him back toward his room. She promises his answers will be provided after he returns. The nurse presses his bracelet and turns toward the exit. Li Arim grabs the startled nurse from behind. She drags the struggling nurse back into the sample laboratory. After some time passes, the entire area becomes eerily silent. Red stains gradually spread across the glass laboratory doors. The masked boy emerges wearing a stolen doctor's coat. Observing the stained doors, he smiles at the vivid red. That red is the unmistakable color of life itself. Has the masked boy deceived Ronan since their very beginning? Or is he the same demon responsible for the earlier attack? Either possibility makes for a chilling wager. Inside the training room, agents trade a rapidly spreading rumor. They claim a newly awakened civilian attacked Li Arim. Nobody seems close enough to ask Li Arim directly. One cocky agent finally approaches and questions her about it. He asks whether a veteran truly struggled against a fresh civilian. Confidence fills his voice, but Li Arim ignores him entirely. Her silence infuriates the cocky agent and wounds his pride. Angrily, he wonders how extraordinary that civilian must truly be. Like gossip summoning its target, Ronan walks into the training center. Every agent immediately stiffens and studies him with serious expressions. The rumored newcomer is Ronan, whom Li Arim attacked earlier. Luna had stepped in and stopped their first confrontation. Now everyone wants to judge Ronan's rumored strength personally. Is he really as powerful as those stories suggest? Li Arim alone admires Ronan's looks with mischievous delight. Everyone else meets Ronan with unmistakable hostility. The M1 leader watches carefully, then mentions the entrance examination. He asks whether Ronan came specifically to join M1. Ronan never promised Luna that he would enter their organization. Since demons threaten both sides, he offers cooperation without employment. While Ronan speaks with Luna, the cocky agent slips behind him. He dismisses cooperation as nonsense and condemns Ronan's self-importance. Ronan cannot compare himself with agents who constantly train here. The cocky agent, himself a veteran, faces Ronan with open hostility. Calling the atmosphere perfect, he proposes beating the newcomer. Ronan's stare also annoys him and intensifies his anger. In a flash, the cocky agent teleports beside the M1 leader. He requests permission to teach Ronan one basic lesson. The M1 leader authorizes combat, provided Ronan accepts the challenge. Before combat begins, a staff woman enters the earlier laboratory. Opening the door, she finds the entire room smeared red. She panics at a body and severed head lying on opposite sides. Back on the training floor, the cocky agent insists Ronan choose a weapon. Ronan Ronan refuses, declaring his bare fists are more than sufficient. That bold answer makes Lee Aram announce her instant infatuation. Shamelessly, she says she is wet and loudly cheers for Ronan. Nearby agents compare Ronan's arrogance with Lee Arim's own attitude. They already dislike Lee Arim, so Ronan irritates them equally. That resentment fuels the cocky agent's urge to humble Ronan. Lee Arim humiliated him earlier, leaving his ego painfully bruised. Crushing someone similar to her would serve as his revenge. The fight opens with the cocky agent bursting forward instantly. He circles behind Ronan and proudly boasts about his speed. According to him, Ronan cannot even follow his movements. Ronan truly loses sight of him as he darts around. Constant repositioning keeps the cocky agent inside Ronan's blind spots. He claims no other M1 speedster can match him. After countless feints, he lunges from another unseen angle. To his shock, Ronan dodges and hammers his head downward. That single counter immediately leaves the cocky agent comatose. Ronan clenches his fist, believing he restrained himself as much as possible. Watching from afar, the M1 leader notes Ronan's closed eyes. Ronan relied entirely on hearing, rather than vision. Such a choice is abnormal outside deeply experienced combat warriors. Lee Aram falls harder for Ronan after witnessing that counter. She now wants Ronan both in battle and in bed. Throughout the exchange, Lee Aram watches every movement closely. Ronan had actually closed his eyes because his mark worried him. He feared the mark might surface if his power escaped control. Maximum concentration lets Ronan suppress his strength throughout the exchange. His restraint proves he can finally command that dangerous power. From afar, Lee Aram sees how drastically Ronan changed so quickly. Possibly possessed, the masked boy, Ronan's friend, hides behind a facility door. Someone catches him unaware for the second time. The masked boy's terrible awareness makes him look almost comically foolish. A medic approaches and asks whether he recently joined the medical team. Then the medic notices red stains covering the stolen doctor's coat. The badge belongs to that doctor, confirming something is terribly wrong. Simultaneously, in the demon world, Chen sits holding a glass jar. Something within the tiny monster seems ready to force its way out. Chen watches a dark creature crawl free like an alien parasite. He explains that this little centipede can seize its host's body. It can even invade the victim's mind and control every thought. The shadows reveal their true horror through one unfortunate doctor's fate. The doctor who discovers Ronan's friend encounters the physician killed earlier. Back on the training ground, the veteran fighter remains where he fell. His fate may soon mirror those of the unfortunate doctors. Welcome to the continuation normally reserved for a privileged few. Ronan grows worried while studying the injured trainee's condition. Luna asks why Ronan keeps staring at the fallen trainee. She assures Ronan that the medical team will treat him quickly. As Ronan and Luna interact, Lee Arim finds their exchange amusing. Luna promptly asks Lee Arim what she finds so funny. Naturally, Luna also wants to defend Ronan's reputation. The two women square off while Ronan watches in confusion. Pink-haired Lee Arim eagerly welcomes the possibility of a fight. During the spectacle, the base commander approaches their group. He mentions Ronan's impressive performance during the street incident. Such ability suggests Ronan possesses some kind of psychic power. With intensive training here, Ronan could become considerably stronger. Every security alarm throughout the compound suddenly erupts at once. An urgent warning announces that an intruder has entered the facility. Both women are shocked because bypassing this security should be impossible. Some agents wonder whether monsters have breached the perimeter. Ronan fears those creatures may have followed him here. The base commander orders everyone to assume combat positions. Anyone without combat duties must evacuate the area immediately. Ronan tells the base commander that he can fight too. The base commander insists Ronan must leave with the other civilians. Ronan refuses, arguing that his strength could change the battle. From this point onward, the situation crackles with dangerous energy. The base commander explains that Ronan remains unfamiliar to every agent. His unknown face could prevent agents from identifying their proper target. Because Ronan lacks clearance records, Luna offers to escort him outside. Lee Arim immediately volunteers to lead the handsome newcomer out instead. Several agents urgently call for the base commander, whose role remains crucial. The base commander ultimately assigns Lee Arim to escort Ronan outside. He sends Luna directly toward her designated combat position. Smiling, Lee Arim tells him not to worry about anything. She declares that she will protect the handsome young man. Lee Arim then cheerfully asks Ronan to follow her. Throughout the base, agents organize teams to hunt the mysterious intruder. Armed personnel hold combat positions while searching every section. Their first important clue eventually appears inside the laboratory. A dead person lies there, clearly victimized during the invasion. In an outbound corridor, Ronan asks about previous invasions here. Lee Arim confirms one happened long before she joined the base. She again assures Ronan that she will protect him. Lee Arim teasingly demands private gratitude from him afterward. Ronan wonders why this unprecedented crisis begins exactly when he arrives. By sheer coincidence, Ronan encounters his old friend in the corridor. Seeing the young patient since the accident leaves Ronan deeply surprised. The young patient quickly wraps Ronan in an unexpected hug. For several moments, the young patient's expression remains strangely cold. Then the young patient becomes cheerful, delighted to see Ronan again. Lee Arim recognizes him as the other handsome boy from the clinic. Unable to restrain herself, Lee Arim celebrates having two handsome boys. Lee Arim munches her sandwich, delighted by the unexpected pairing. The young patient warns Ronan that this is no time for fooling around. Since the alarms are sounding, everyone needs to evacuate immediately. Lee Arim grows even more excited by her expanded escort mission. She promises to guide both handsome boys safely outside. Inside the security room, the leaders review every camera feed. The recordings reveal everything captured during the preceding moments. Analysts locate footage recorded at the exact time of the incident. The attacker brings down a member of the medical team. The base commander immediately requests a closer view of the image. Closer inspection identifies the culprit as the young patient who died. Against all expectations, that same young patient had returned to life. They finally know who caused both the intrusion and subsequent attacks. The base commander orders every agent to find the young patient immediately. Their target, disastrously, is already beside Ronan and Lee Arim. Lee Arim brings both boys into Sector 1's protected security room. Inside, they should remain safe from any approaching attack. Lee Arim leaves to fetch water and tells them to wait. The young patient assures Ronan that they are safe now. Ronan remains pensive despite the supposed protection surrounding them. He remembers hearing that his friend received treatment somewhere secret. That hidden location supposedly belonged to a secure organizational facility. Ronan never imagined the protected facility would actually be M1. He asks whether the young patient is truly doing well. The young patient claims his injuries were not especially serious. Ronan finds that surprising after the devastating wound to his chest. Nobody expected recovery, yet the young patient somehow survived. Ronan accepts this explanation and expresses immense happiness over his survival. From now onward, Ronan declares that he will protect his friend. Ronan takes his promise seriously and asks whether Chen can truly protect him. Chen's friend asks whether Ronan possesses enough strength to keep Chen safe. Chen's friend says Ronan caused everything, including Chen's fatal wound and arrival here. Those plain words leave Ronan stunned after he goes to fetch water. Ronan returns carrying water, while Chen's friend leaves his remaining words unexplained. Ronan sits sadly in the room's corner, saying nothing further. The laboratory team finally locates the person shown by their security camera. The camera places the boy inside the security sector. The boss identifies it as the room where Ronan and Luna stayed. The security feed shows Ronan, Luna, and Chen together inside. The attack perpetrator stands beside both companions, appearing entirely harmless. Someone asks whether they should immediately dispatch armed personnel there. The professor explains Luna activated security mode upon entering the room. That lockdown prevents outsiders from entering under any circumstances. With entry impossible, the team cannot take direct action. A man asks whether this patient falls under the professor's responsibility. The location leader says observation is their only available option. The laboratory continues monitoring the three young people through its cameras. Panic spreads through the control room as everyone watches the feed. The pink-haired agent becomes thrilled by the sight of the handsome boys. She thinks Ronan looks exceptionally cool, and Chen appears sickly but attractive. When Luna returns with water, the room suddenly falls silent. The pink-haired agent wonders whether something happened during her brief absence. She imagines the boys fought because neither could resist her lovely figure. Now she debates which boy should belong to her. The more serious-looking one seems closest to her ideal type. The pink-haired agent then notices blood staining Chen's laboratory coat. That mark reminds her to ask why Chen wears a doctor's robe. Chen explains that dropped blood samples stained his clothes inside the laboratory. Chen grips Luna's shoulder and says the two men argued over that incident. His threatening aura freezes the pink-haired agent in place. The beautiful boy matching her taste now frightens her instead. Luna panics, and Ronan notices Chen's unsettling change immediately. Ronan stops Chen and asks what happened to the weak boy from earlier. Chen now seems like an entirely different person. Chen abandons his disguise and erupts into wild, unsettling laughter. His behavior resembles a hidden villain exposed in front of everyone. Ronan finally understands that Chen himself is the source of danger. Ronan shouts for Luna to escape without delay. The security scientist receives orders to move from Security Room 1. The order sends the security scientist directly toward Room 2. The M1 department head appears as a hologram before the slow Luna. The hologram warns Luna that the base intruder stands directly ahead. The warning identifies Chen and Ronan, and everyone sees the alert. Ronan then watches Chen reveal monstrous claws and attack Luna. Luna remains stunned by the warning and cannot avoid the incoming strike. Ronan heroically intercepts Chen's attack by seizing Chen's hand. Ronan questions Chen's true identity while Chen answers with more jokes. Ronan recognizes the limb as a demonic hand. Luna understands the danger and launches her own attack against Chen. Chen dissolves his body into shadows and vanishes from sight. Luna finds only empty space directly in front of her. She cannot locate Chen while the control room searches through cameras. The professor says Chen resembles the monster from the school incident. She fears that monster may be controlling Chen's body. That possibility visibly terrifies the professor. Other agents ask how she knows the monster can parasite humans. The skeptical agent believes the theory and accepts such a monster may exist. The skeptical agent says they would face that creature through a human host. The professor considers Chen an exceptional case worthy of extensive research. She says investigating Chen's condition could produce valuable discoveries. The professor's confidence leads her to make a serious mistake. The boss believes Ronin can dominate the demon if he remains nearby. The pink-haired agent is surprised by the boss's expectations for Ronin. The professor doubts Chen can be captured without killing him. She concludes that every effort would otherwise prove pointless. Chen reappears before Luna on the battlefield without making a sound. Chen can dematerialize into shadow and emerge through stealth. His first renewed attack strikes Luna directly. Chen violently hits Luna across her small chest. Ronin swings toward Chen's skull with a forceful counterattack. Ronin moves quickly, but Chen disappears into shadows even faster. While hidden within the darkness, Chen cannot be struck. Ronin suddenly begins hearing something inside Chen's shifting shadows. From within the shadows, Chen's genuine voice desperately begs Ronin for help. Each repeated plea only fuels Ronin's mounting fury. Yet a terrifying question begins haunting Ronin's thoughts. Is Ronin actually attacking the body of his old friend? The demon emerges before Ronin, openly savoring his suffering. Chen's demon lunges, nearly landing another brutal strike on Ronin. Senna darts in, rescues Ronin, and drives Chen backward. Despite retreating, Chen feels no pressure from either opponent. Sina and Ronin, by contrast, stand filthy, wounded, and exhausted. At least they finally understand Chen's ability to enter shadows. Ronin searches for a way to assault this elusive monster. His mind returns to his final encounter with Chen. Back then, the same shadowy demon pierced both friends. Ronin suspects this creature is the monster from that day, yet he had believed both himself and Chen died there. Ronin survived because his unusual body somehow healed itself. Chen unquestionably died, leaving his body open for demonic possession. Ronin orders Senna to remain behind him against the wall. He strides into the room's center and smashes its only lamp. Every light dies, swallowing the entire chamber in blackness. The camera crew can no longer see anything happening inside. A camera monitor reports the blackout to the research chief. She wonders why Ronin would deliberately blind himself this way. Such a decision should only worsen his odds in combat. Inside the chamber, Ronin has already calculated the opposite. Without light, no shadows remain available for Chen's concealment. Laughing unseen, Chen asks whether Ronin expects to find him. Chen mocks Ronin's earlier promise that he would protect him. His taunting voice drips with smug, unbearable arrogance. The demon keeps talking, hoping to ignite Ronin's anger. Ronin instead recalls closing his eyes during the earlier trial. During that test, he trusted instinct rather than sight. Now he needs to sense the monster instead of seeing it. Hearing and feeling Chen's presence should expose his exact position. Ronin succeeds as every sense sharpens beyond its previous limits. His demonic eyes awaken, granting vision even through darkness. Chen remains certain that nobody can locate him there. While Chen boasts, his worst fear silently appears beside him. Ronin's fist crashes hard into Chen's unsuspecting face. He surges forward immediately, determined to finish everything. Chen never expected Ronin to detect him in total darkness. A relentless storm of rapid punches now hammers Chen without pause. Ronin ends the barrage with a crushing kick to Chen's chest. The impact launches Chen violently against the chamber wall. Like every victim slammed that hard, Chen spits blood. The demon controlling Chen's body suddenly pleads for mercy. It asks whether Ronin truly intends to kill his real friend. Ronin answers coldly, "Friend, do not make me laugh. Chen is dead, and you are cruelly exploiting his body." Ronin's fury floods the chamber with a freezing aura. Chen finally understands how much Ronin has changed since their defeat. Back then, Ronin was weak and helpless against this monster. Now Ronin commands the wild power he once could not control. The demon urgently needs to relay this discovery to Chen. Misfortune strikes within seconds, freezing the demon from head to toe. Ronin's projected aura alone leaves Chen fit for a freezer aisle. Showing no hesitation, Ronin shatters Chen's stolen body. The cameras detect the strange glow produced during their clash. The camera crew glimpses blue light blooming and then bursting outward. The spectacle immediately captures the research chief's attention. Ronin has slain the demon inhabiting Chen's corpse. Its remains become ash, scattering away beyond recovery forever. In this brief, painful silence, Ronin mourns Chen's final indignity. Chen cannot even receive a grave now. Death still offers him no chance to rest peacefully. Such a fate is horribly unfair to someone entirely innocent. The research chief finally unlocks the security room and enters. An icy chamber seemingly buried beneath indoor snowfall greets her. She asks whether everyone inside is alright. Ronan passes her with a cold expression and says nothing. He simply leaves, carrying visible sorrow across his retreating back. Later, Muzan gathers his M1 agents to determine what occurred. The research chief explains the truth surrounding Chen's condition. On the incident day, she found Chen entirely lifeless. She knew a monster had taken residence inside the student's corpse. Dead demons always become ash, preventing researchers from collecting samples. A demon occupying a dead body seemed like a rare opportunity. She hoped this unique specimen could finally provide usable material. Her mistake was handling the situation far too carelessly. At first, nothing about Chen's behavior appeared suspicious. Then his conduct abruptly changed, triggering the catastrophe they witnessed. Several agents ask why a demon chose this ordinary student. Muzan explains that Chen had been Ronan's friend. The creature surely stole Chen's body specifically to approach Ronan. Muzan concludes that demons are actively hunting Ronan. Yet one crucial question remains beyond Muzan's understanding. Why Ronan matters so much remains the unanswered mystery. Ronan continues toward the exit of the M1 base. His thoughts circle the demon that specifically targeted him. Body possession means Ronan can no longer trust anybody. He walks dejectedly until Lee Aram waits along his path. Lee Aram asks why he hesitated against the demon. The question sounds absurd, so Ronan gives no answer. She claims immediate action would have spared him injury. Ronan passes her and quietly explains that Chen was his friend. That answer should make his hesitation obvious to anyone. Lee Aram still refuses to accept his reasoning. She insists the enemy merely occupied someone else's body. In her view, Ronan had no reason to falter emotionally. Honestly, Lee Aram is testing everyone's patience right now. Surely I am not alone in wanting someone to stop her. Ronan pulls his arm free, looking dangerously close to acting. Luna arrives like a guardian and interrupts Lee Aram's provocation. She argues that the demon still wore Chen's appearance. Anyone would naturally hesitate when facing a friend's familiar face. Now visibly angry, Luna condemns Lee Aram's cruel remarks. Ronan has just killed his friend, regardless of possession. Even that explanation cannot make Lee Aram swallow her pride. She arrogantly declares M1 has no room for emotional games. Lee Aram then challenges Luna's judgment directly. Anyone sharing that belief is weak, according to Lee Aram. Their argument holds no interest for Ronan anymore. He leaves both women behind and exits the base. Perhaps grief drives him, though anger might be equally responsible. Inside the analysis room, investigators examine footage from the battle. The recording shows darkness, a brilliant flash, and then an explosion. They compare the strange phenomenon to how a microwave operates. No flames appeared anywhere around the affected location. That means something other than ordinary fire caused the blast. One analyst finds the aftermath deeply counterintuitive. An explosion occurred, yet the surrounding walls froze instead of burning. Considering this evidence, the instructor identifies Ronan's power as freezing fire. The discovery leaves her thoroughly impressed by his ability. She never imagined an elemental superhuman could reach this level. While they investigate, Ronan goes to speak with Muzan. He recounts how the demons exploited Chen's body after death. Such deliberate cruelty weighs heavily on Ronan. Ronan has come to Muzan simply to voice his frustration. Every demon he destroys seems to bring another one. He demands to know why this cycle keeps happening. How long must it continue before it finally kills him? Ronan wants a clear answer about the demon's objective. He asks whether Muzan knows what they truly want. Muzan listens thoughtfully, then says Ronan deserves the truth. The old warrior rises and bows deeply toward Ronan. Ronan cannot understand why Muzan is showing such deference. Muzan explains that the bow represents respect. As a royal soldier, he must honor the Demon King's son. Ronan is the successor, carrying the former king's authority. This revelation leaves Ronan stunned by his hidden identity. Muzan begins recounting the destruction of the demon realm. War devastated that land until flames consumed nearly everything. During the catastrophe, the younger brother's soldiers stormed the royal castle. Every loyal soldier was duty-bound to defend the king. Muzan served among the king's personal guards inside the castle. When the fiery assault came, Muzan failed that sacred responsibility. The king's younger brother had rejected his marriage to a human. He also refused to accept their child as royal blood. Driven by ambition, the younger brother plotted to seize the throne. His scheme required dethroning his own older brother. Their resulting battle shook the entire demon realm. The reigning king possessed power far beyond ordinary demons. His brother relied upon cowardly tactics to secure an advantage. He gravely wounded the king through treachery before their true confrontation. The royal guards failed to hold the castle against the attackers. Muzan and the surviving guards were forced to flee. Muzan escaped the demon realm and hid among humans afterward. The brothers' conflict had become far too dangerous for them. Once the king died, his loyal soldiers abandoned all hope. Muzan reveals that Ronan's grandmother Senna served among those troops. He finally confirms that Ronan is the fallen demon king's son. Senna carried Ronan into the human world to protect him. Without her escape, the younger brother would have executed Ronin. Muzan recalls initially mistaking Ronin for an ordinary demon child. That assumption vanished when Ronin displayed inextinguishable blue flames. Those flames represent a legendary power among demonkind. They also mark the rightful successor to the demon throne. Senna never told Ronin anything about this buried history. Consequently, Ronin knows nothing about his royal heritage. Muzan continues explaining the events surrounding Ronin's past. The younger brother ultimately claimed the fallen king's throne. Now the usurper must remove every threat to his authority. Above all, he intends to kill the former king's true successor. The usurper must steal Ronin's key, which grants the rightful claim. Only after taking it can the usurper become the realm's true king. That explains why every demon is relentlessly hunting Ronin. Still, how did everyone suddenly land somewhere entirely different? Muzan says Ronin holds both races' destinies and cannot die. Those words apparently echo through Ronin's memories during the downpour. Ronin runs through the rain, letting it conceal his tears. He believes strength and responsibility are now his only choices. That dreadful night, the castle crumbles amid widespread destruction. The human queen stands stranded in the demon realm, clutching Ronin. After the fallen king dies, she expects herself and Ronin to follow. Then everyone pops back into the room, because this story refuses directions. Muzan resumes his account of what happened that night. Senna likely delayed the coming war to preserve Ronin's ordinary life. Once Ronin's identity becomes known, peace will forever escape him. Muzan returns to the castle, expecting everyone burned alongside the king. There, Muzan and his soldiers decide to escape into the human world. The king's power serves as the key controlling the dimensional rift. When the king dies, they rush through before the opening closes. Ronin's inherited power can also unlock that dimensional gateway. This gives the usurper another reason to capture Ronin. He needs Ronin to reopen the rift and invade humanity's world. The usurper despises that world and eagerly seeks its destruction. Muzan warns the king, and countless monsters would pour onto Earth. The usurper undoubtedly intends to exterminate the entire human race. Back beneath the rain, Ronin finally understands his terrifying importance. He now knows he is the key to this world's destruction. The power Ronin struggles to master can connect both worlds. Across the rift, demons maintain constant watch over the passage. The usurper arrives and demands an explanation for the violent shaking. A demon attendant says the gateway is resonating with the key's power. According to the demon attendant, these tremors only began recently. The usurper concludes that the key's power has fully manifested. The demon attendant fears Ronin could seal the gateway from Earth. If Ronin succeeds, even the tiny remaining opening will disappear. Travel into the human world would then become entirely impossible. Enraged by that possibility, the usurper demands Chen's current location. Chen still has not managed to complete his assigned mission. Instead, Chen spends his days staring at the rift beneath the sea. Watching the water, Chen becomes certain that the key has awakened. The human queen's precious child has finally awakened at last. That certainty opens another memory from the catastrophic night. The human queen, married to the demon king, entrusts Ronin to Senna. She hopes Ronin can escape her fate if she dies. Thus, Ronin is placed into Senna's arms during that terrible night. Senna accepts the burden and carries the infant away. That same night, Senna also makes another agonizing decision. Senna finds Chen hiding while holding his younger sister. Relief floods Senna when she sees Chen avoided capture. Chen remains silent beside his younger sister, escaping the enemy's notice. Senna tells Chen that he must undertake an important task. Once Senna leaves, Chen must flee with his younger sister. She orders him to keep running without ever looking back. Chen cannot understand why Senna is suddenly behaving this way. Senna shouts that explanations must wait and demands immediate obedience. Along the forest path stands a small storehouse built from stone. At the path's end, someone should be waiting for Chen. Chen must show that waiting person a particular chord. Senna hugs Chen and promises that she will find him later. During their final meeting, Chen recognizes the infant as the queen's son. Senna reminds Chen that he has always been strong. She assigns him responsibility for protecting his younger sister. That night leaves Chen alone with this crushing duty. From then onward, Chen carries deep resentment toward humanity. He blames humans for causing Senna to abandon him. Despite everything, Chen follows Senna's orders and reaches the destination. The people meant to await Chen are already dead. Only their bodies remain scattered around the meeting place. The usurper's army has slaughtered every person waiting there. Chen cries for Senna, asking whether he has reached her location. Unfortunately, Chen's desperate call receives no hopeful answer. Since that day, Chen never sees his mother again. Imagine the loneliness and confusion weighing upon that abandoned boy. Years pass and Chen keeps staring at the same place. He learns his mother escaped from here into the human world. A human's request compels her to make that painful journey. At the new king's castle, searchers report Chen remains missing. The royal servant insists they have searched every possible location. Perhaps Chen escaped because guilt over his crimes consumed him. Irritated by that possibility, the new king issues a drastic command. command. He demands the army's strongest soldiers gather without any delay. As many troops as possible must keep the rift open. The royal servant knows this plan carries horrifying danger. Everyone sent there, including the new king, could perish. An officer roars that such risks simply do not matter. The command is absolute, and every order must be obeyed. Obediently, the royal servant hurries away to fulfill the decree. Yet the royal servant deeply resents the demon world's condition. He blames every looming disaster on Chen, the king's right hand. His hatred of Chen begins immediately, many years earlier. It begins when Chen rebels and sparks the demon world's civil war. During that era, two homeless children approach the king's soldiers. Chen asks to enlist, earning only ridicule from the soldiers. Even before grown men, Chen refuses to temper his defiance. He boasts he can surpass every soldier and defeat them all. Such outrageous childish arrogance wounds the soldier's pride. On that day, the royal servant first encounters young Chen. Chen loudly declares that he will fight for the new king. Although soldiers restrain Chen, the royal servant asks about him. They explain Chen is merely an orphan created by war. In any case, the soldiers plan to throw Chen out. Something within Chen's fierce stare changes the royal servant's decision. He lets Chen remain and asks whether he seeks royal service. The question is only intended to frighten Chen away. The royal servant says royal soldiers must willingly die for their king. Still mocking Chen, he demands the child's most precious possession. Throwing it away immediately would prove Chen's loyalty, he claims. Chen's sister trembles while clutching tightly at Chen's clothes. She understands exactly what this cruel test demands from Chen. Would Chen truly sacrifice anything to serve the new king? After studying Chen briefly, the royal servant assumes he cannot. He turns away and orders the soldiers to remove Chen. A child like Chen would be useless upon any battlefield. Time passes, while the surrounding area's atmosphere grows increasingly hostile. Much later, Chen returns and again demands to become a soldier. That night, Chen looks deathly serious, with tears filling his eyes. The royal servant has always hated that frightening hardened bastard. Folks, did you catch the same disturbing implication I did? Or am I the only one imagining something terrible here? A deadly rift divides the human and demon dimensions. Deeper inside, the passage narrows until movement becomes nearly impossible. Anyone attempting passage triggers defenses that can trap and kill them. Chen attempts the crossing, but red vines lash around him. Despite his immense strength, Chen never expects anything could restrain him. Staring toward the passage's distant end, Chen recalls that dreadful day. It is the night Chen abandons his sister inside the forest. Folks, just look at the poor girl's heartbreaking expression. Chen gives his sister both his coat and their mother's necklace. Their absent mother originally leaves that necklace behind for both children. Chen promises his sister that he will eventually return. She waits there, trusting Chen to keep his promise. His sister calls after Chen, saying he need not worry. She insists she will remain brave and feel no fear. By doing this, Chen proves his loyalty to the royal servant. The price of that proof is abandoning his younger sister. Chen sees that he has repeated their mother's betrayal of them. Remembering his identical mistake ignites a furious rage within Chen. Trapped between worlds, Chen recalls every sacrifice behind his military ascent. His mind returns to everything he surrendered for that ambition. As an old Avengers lesson goes, Chen finally has sufficient hatred. Fueled by that hatred, Chen successfully forces his way through. In the human world, Ronin decides he must keep growing stronger. After all, Ronin is the key protecting this entire world. Ronin spots a nighttime butterfly and finds it strangely familiar. Ronin arrives home late after training into the early morning. Luna remains awake despite the deeply inconvenient hour. The adorable Luna asks about Ronan and mentions tomorrow's schedule. She warns they should reach M1 early the next day. Curious, Ronin asks what Luna meant by calling herself his guardian. Luna ignores Ronin's question and announces she is going to sleep. The narrator jokes that Eastern manners make little sense to him. Ronin gets dismissed once and already abandons his question. The narrator urges Ronin to ask again, even pinning Luna against a wall. Ronin only recalls Luna promising her guardianship means he need not fear. The next morning, they arrive at M1 exactly as Luna instructed. Pink-haired Lee Arim races toward the man who saved her that day. Beaming, Lee Arim asks whether Ronin missed her. Acting like Ronin's rightful owner, Luna blocks Lee Arim's eager reunion. Lee Arim is so tiny that her feet dangle when Luna lifts her. The two girls immediately tumble into a heated argument. Lee Arim asks whether Luna is Ronin's girlfriend, given her interference. Both girls square up and glare fiercely at each other. Ronin merely watches, unable to comprehend how women's minds work. Their entertaining clash ends when the chief scientist finally arrives. The chief scientist orders Lee Arim back into the training room. Unfortunately, Lee Arim can no longer remain close beside Ronin. As the chief scientist drags her away, Lee Arim yells declarations of love. Once Lee Arim disappears, Luna openly admits feeling relieved. Luna remains hilariously oblivious to what Lee Arim's affection means. The chief scientist then orders Luna into training as as well. Ronan alone is told to remain behind with the chief scientist. Almost casually, the chief scientist questions Luna's claim of constant guardianship. Coming from the chief scientist, the question sounds perfectly innocent. Luna explains Ronan remains unregistered, making her nearby presence advisable. The chief scientist firmly sends Luna away regardless. Responsibility for Ronan inside M1 does not belong to Luna. Ever the gentleman, Ronan assures Luna that everything is fine. He encourages Luna to concentrate on her own training. Luna walks away reluctantly, still worried about leaving Ronan alone. Her concern hints that Luna may know something nobody else does. Ronan is then escorted away for an exhausting series of tests. Technicians collect digital samples and draw several blood samples. They perform every examination their equipment can possibly offer. Ronan wonders how many liters of blood he must surrender. The chief scientist personally subjects Ronan to the entire battery. Afterward, the chief scientist brings him before M1's chief for discussion. M1's chief explains these procedures register Ronan's biometric information. With registration finished, Ronan now possesses access to the base. Ronan asks whether their testing uncovered anything unusual about him. The chief scientist answers that nothing falls outside normal parameters. Despite her reassurance, Ronan finds the wording strangely suspicious. The chief scientist only calls him equally powerful and healthy, nothing more. After the draining test day, Ronan visits his master that night. Ronan recounts his training and explains joining the monster hunting organization. He joined specifically to gather useful intelligence about monsters. Any knowledge that helps confront those creatures could prove valuable. Muzan praises Ronan's determination, then reveals his own decision. Muzan promises assistance and asks Ronan to call him Muzan now. Monsters once knew Muzan by that very name. Muzan formerly served as royal guardian to the Old King. He must gather the Old King's soldiers who crossed that passage that day. Those refugees in the human world will eventually rise again. They only need to learn the Old King's son gains strength here. Once prepared, they will support Ronan upon the battlefield. Their blades will back his journey toward becoming king. Muzan stakes his life on making the Old King's son sovereign. Under a full moon, an unknown lake glows crimson and violently erupts. Driven by a ruthless greed, Chen finally enters the human world. Chen is determined to find and destroy Ronan. He blames Ronan for causing his mother to abandon him. Across the demon world, entire villages are becoming empty. Collectors cannot locate the new king's subjects who owe their taxes. One rumor claims all those missing residents simply fled. Another insists they were dragged helplessly into the rift. Everyone knows that anything entering the rift meets death. One soldier then discovers a trail leading toward the forest. A final rumor claims residents vanish after seeing a blue butterfly. Every disappearance supposedly occurs on the very same night. The royal servant suspects remnants of the old king are attacking. Perhaps the villagers regrouped inside the forest against the new king. Opposing forces are the last problem the new king needs now. The royal servant orders a search through the forest's deepest reaches. A blue butterfly silently hovers above that ominous place. In the human world, two figures watch a blue butterfly breach the water. The strange insect emerges like a fish and is quickly captured. Chen destroys it, explaining that portal-crossing butterflies serve as spies. Chen orders his companion to hurry, pursue the target, and avoid killing. Luna walks through the night and notices someone following her. She cannot see the pursuer's face or even sense his presence. Luna plans to lure him somewhere empty, then launch an attack. Along Luna's route, Ronan rides a bus and spots someone familiar. He recognizes Luna, although her home lies in the opposite direction. Ronan wonders where she could possibly be going so late. A demonic presence suddenly prickles his senses, immediately answering that question. Trusting his instincts, Ronan presses the button and leaves the bus. After searching a while, the pursuer loses Luna and blocks her crushing steel bar. Its disguise falls away, revealing a horrifying monster with a serpent's body. Luna calmly admits she already suspected her stalker was a monster. Still, she cannot understand why such a creature has followed her. The serpent replies that Luna knows exactly what it wants. Without further warning, the monster launches its attack against her. Her incredible speed lets Luna race across the serpent's sweeping tail. Even so, the creature catches her and clamps onto her wrist. It violently hurls Luna into the ground, seemingly knocking her unconscious. The serpent sneers that it expected more from the blue butterfly group. Standing over her motionless body, it demands to know where the key is. A red glow suddenly begins radiating from the supposedly unconscious Luna. Sharp claws emerge, slicing the monster's tail into several bloody pieces. Luna's true form appears, complete with cat-like ears and numerous tails. She is actually a powerful nine-tailed fox. The serpent insists Luna should currently be somewhere far to the north. It warns that defeat will eventually force her to reveal the key. The monster attacks repeatedly, but Luna is far too fast to hit. Growing furious, Luna unleashes power resembling her mother's abilities. Even her markings and technique mirror the way her mother fought. The serpent admits it never expected Luna to be a high-level demon. Someone this dangerous cannot be allowed to remain alive, it concludes. Despite Chen's orders, the serpent decides it is willing to kill her. Luna savagely attacks the trapped creature, aiming to shred it instantly. Unfortunately, her claws cannot withstand the force needed to finish it. The serpent tries swallowing Luna, who desperately braces its jaws apart. Only one bite separates Luna from becoming the reptile's next bowel movement. A fang grazes her skin, and one venomous drop drains her strength. Luna's story now seems destined to end inside a serpent's stomach. Then a familiar voice suddenly calls Luna by name. Looking back, Luna wonders whether Ronin has truly come for her. Terrified, she shouts that she can explain everything to him. First though, Luna is unsure whether she will even survive. Ronin tears her away from the serpent's fangs and postpones all explanations. One heavy strike from Ronin leaves the monster dazed and staggering. Recognizing an unbeatable opponent, the serpent burrows underground and vanishes. Luna attempts pursuit, but her injuries and poisoning stop her. Ronin also wants to chase it, yet Luna's condition matters more. He carries Luna away and firmly tells her to stop exerting herself. Later at home, they treat her wounds with basic first aid. Once Luna stabilizes, Ronin asks whether she truly is a demon. He also demands to know when she discovered his real identity. Luna says she understood after seeing his medicine at school. Ronin angrily asks why she stayed silent despite knowing everything. Several demons have already attacked him, so why should he trust her? Those truthful accusations leave Luna visibly saddened and unable to protest. She begs Ronin to believe she stands beside him, like his mother. That claim baffles Ronin, and frankly, it baffles the narrator too. Luna explains that M1 has fought demons for a very long time. M1's general manager publicly calls it humanity's defense force against monsters. In secret, that same leader dispatches covert agents into demon territory. One captured operative eventually becomes the Demon King's wife. That captured operative is also Ronin's mother. As queen, she proves that humans and demons can coexist peacefully. Certain factions consider the queen's very existence a dangerous threat. Her child's mixed blood triggers numerous attempts to assassinate the queen. Since she was an elite agent, eliminating her was never easy. Many attackers fail, yet the queen still fears stronger enemies will come. She worries those future threats could overpower her and kill her child. Thus, she secretly establishes a military organization, protecting the young prince. That organization is the Blue Butterfly Group, which Luna also serves. Luna then shows Ronin secretly obtained footage from inside M1's facilities. She has been spying on M1 because she suspects hidden motives. The recording is a copied file from the attack's exact day. Reviewing it reveals that a large section of footage is missing. They conclude the missing section conceals an area containing a secret door. Beyond it, highly protected information about the queen must be stored. This possibility immediately makes Ronin's eyes shine with renewed hope. Ronin insists they should infiltrate the facility right away. Luna believes even their combined strength would not be enough. After considering the problem, she comes up with another approach. The serpent soldier returns to Chen, reports everything, and starts explaining itself. The serpent soldier finishes explaining exactly why he fled. Chen now knows their existence, and the key stand exposed. Yet that revelation no longer concerns him in the slightest. Finding the key, he believes, is merely a matter of time. Another day at the training base, Liarim rushes toward Ronin. She clings to his arm and urgently begs for help. With her free hand, Liarim points toward her pursuer. The supposed monster is actually the same battered hothead from earlier. Previously, this hothead challenged Ronin and received a brutal beating. He continues chasing Liarim while Ronin and Luna watch. Neither understands the situation, and both laugh at the ridiculous spectacle. For a moment, Ronin and Luna look genuinely happy together. Luna remarks that everyone is behaving like carefree children. She openly admits feeling envious of those younger people. Ronin agrees, noting nobody stays there because they truly want to. Even so, Senna always manages to keep everyone's spirits high. Luna insists every person receives a predetermined destiny at birth. Since birth, those paths leave everyone no option except moving forward. Ronin and Luna reach the precise spot missing from the footage. They search for the hidden location by carefully testing the walls. One section produces a noticeably different sound when they strike it. Luna channels her energy and somehow forces the concealed doorway open. To Luna's surprise, breaking inside proves almost embarrassingly easy. Beyond the entrance, numerous creatures float imprisoned inside glass tubes. While Ronin and Luna examine files, Chen searches Ronin's apartment. Ronin discovers several books filled with records from long ago. Inside the apartment, Chen finds photographs showing his mother with Ronin. Ronin and Luna uncover a separate file concerning Ronin's mother. Though separated, Ronin and Chen both study the mothers they never knew. Neither woman raised her son, and both ultimately died because of demons. Everything about Ronin's mother feels new because nobody ever mentioned her. A faint presence suddenly interrupts Ronin's reading. Luna warns that someone is approaching their location very quickly. Thinking fast, Ronin decides they should hide inside the ceiling ceiling vents. The approaching visitor turns out to be the M1 director. He enters their chamber, retrieves a book, and begins reading. Above him, Ronan and Luna remain hidden within the ventilation duct. The cramped space presses their bodies uncomfortably close together. They quietly observe until the director finishes his business and leaves. Once he disappears, Ronan whispers beside Luna's ear that he is gone. His warm breath immediately leaves Luna flustered and embarrassed. Their faces remain extremely close as they stare at each other. Ronan leans nearer, quietly telling Luna to stay still. Mistaking his approach for a kiss, Luna recoils and protests nervously. Ronan stops her and explains that he noticed something about her hair. Luna wonders what could possibly be special about her hair. Ronan explains that moving air is passing directly through her strands. Her shifting hair reveals the duct connects with another hidden room. Farther away, the director pauses and wonders who entered the records room. Ronan follows the breeze until the duct leads toward another chamber. The ventilation route also passes directly above a secret laboratory. Inside, an older researcher speaks quietly with Leah Rim. She asks whether the increased dose causes dizziness or nausea. Something during the procedure appears to produce an unexpected result. After administering something, the researcher watches Leah Rim closely. She orders Leah Rim to report anything different from her usual condition. After a long night of spying in cramped ducts, Ronan and Luna return home. Ronan asks what Luna thinks about the concealed laboratory. Luna says Leah Rim has always seemed suspicious to her. She points out that Leah Yarm always pushes far beyond training limits. Ronan suspects those excessive efforts connect directly with the laboratory. He hands Luna his phone and asks her to examine it. The screen shows a photograph Ronan secretly took from his mother's files. Its contents immediately catch Luna completely off guard. The information contains coordinates located beneath the ocean. Those coordinates indicate a position in extremely deep waters. Ronan and Luna suspect the marked point hides a demon world infiltration route. It appears to be the portal an exploration group once used. Luna asks whether M1 is preparing Leah Rim for Ronan's mother's mission. Ronan believes they are training Leah Rim to repeat that same journey. Inside Ronan's apartment, Chen tears Ronan's image from his mother's photograph. That physical gesture mirrors exactly what Chen intends to do personally. Even Chen seems surprised by the building's unexpectedly strong security. A building worker confronts him inside the supposedly empty apartment. The worker asks why Chen is present when nobody should be there. He even wonders aloud whether Chen might be homeless. Staring upward, the worker asks how anyone grows so tall. Chen gives this innocent worker a cruel and undeserved ending. The unfortunate man had merely been carrying out his job. Across the demon world, countless creatures remain bound in heavy chains. Guards bring monstrous animals toward the enormous abyssal portal. They throw each beast directly into the swirling vortex. Every sacrifice feeds the portal and gradually increases its size. One monster breaks loose and prepares to attack the nearby guards. Muzan strides over and reduces the escapee to future barbecue meat. His mood remains foul because the army's numbers have not increased. Muzan furiously demands an explanation for the shortage of soldiers. A frightened servant hesitates, terrified to reveal the truth. People are fleeing into the forest to join the rebel leader's resistance. That report leaves Muzan deeply displeased with his subjects. Muzan lifts his loyal servant and holds him above the vortex. He demands why the servant dares invoke the rebel leader's ghost. The terrified servant can only plead desperately for mercy. Muzan then begins making his next threatening move. Muzan hurls the servant down and orders more monsters brought immediately. Each new monster will force the portal to expand even further. Shaking with terror, the servant swears never to forget Muzan's command. Muzan knows closing the portal would end his own life. That grim condition means he has very little time remaining. In Seoul, two pointed-eared figures gather inside a shadowy alley. They wait there, expecting Muzan to speak with them. The lumpy-faced figure shares Muzan's news that the king's son survives. He tries lighting a cigarette, but the lighter ignites strangely. Chen's presence on the building above causes that unnatural reaction. Watching calmly, Chen suddenly appears behind them with impossible speed. Neither figure can even turn around quickly enough to face him. Chen coolly warns them against placing their faith in rumors. Both pointed-eared demons retreat quickly, then bolt in opposite directions. The rooftop runner scales a building while the alley runner stays below. Splitting up might allow at least one of them to escape. Chen sees no reason to waste time choosing between targets. His flames strike the alley runner and burn through one arm. The unfortunate demon now faces life with a permanent missing limb. Chen corners the wounded fugitive because he needs useful information. With unsettling courtesy, Chen introduces himself to the trapped demon. He declares himself Chen, the king's trusted right hand. The demon cannot understand why Chen has appeared instead of Senna. Desperate, he risks everything on one decisive attack against Chen. Chen blocks the direct assault without showing the slightest difficulty. A single second later, the wounded demon lies utterly defeated. Chen demands the rumored location of the king's surviving son. His captive claims ignorance, but Chen refuses to accept that answer. A massive weathered beam suddenly crashes down toward both of them. Chen notices the danger and swiftly leaps beyond its path. The rooftop runner, a young woman, launched the enormous beam. She peers into the smoke, wondering whether her ambush connected. A sudden wave of fire surges directly toward her position. Chen has sliced the beam apart and immediately counterattacks. He climbs the building afterward, searching for his intended victim. The rooftop stands empty because the injured woman already escaped. Studying her route, Chen understands that her wounds will betray her. She will lead him somewhere containing the information he seeks. Morning brings an otherwise ordinary city surrounding one impossible sight. A gigantic hole now yawns open in central Seoul. One approaching car nearly plunges straight into the mysterious abyss. Authorities barricade the surrounding streets and isolate the entire site. Even the officials cannot determine its depth or explain its appearance. A worker leans forward and nervously studies the darkness below. Unfortunately, the worker will soon join that hole permanently. A horrifying creature below becomes both his first monstrous sight and last. The monsters Muzan fed through the portal have reached the human world. They immediately begin destroying everything within their reach. Could this disaster mark the day when the whole story began? Emergency alarms suddenly erupt throughout the M1 headquarters. A demonic assault has been reported inside Area 23A. The eager recruit celebrates receiving her first genuine anti-demon mission. Her grim partner warns that battlefield death offers nothing worth celebrating. Ronan is also inside M1 and prepares to join the operation. Luna reminds him that only Group C received authorization to deploy. Ronan ignores that restriction because civilians are now facing demons openly. If monsters threaten ordinary people, Ronan believes he must fight too. Outside, towering demons swallow terrified humans in single bites. Only 3 combat agents occupy the helicopter nearing the attack zone. The speedster challenges his teammates to defeat the most demons. 2 agents welcome their first serious battle with obvious excitement. Lai Aram alone treats the approaching mission with complete seriousness. All 3 leap from the helicopter toward the monstrous battlefield below. Their airborne entrance resembles soldiers diving into a war against giants. The invading monsters eagerly continue their rampage across the city. The speedster reaches one first and slices its body apart. His special ability grants movement beyond the speed of sound. The speedster is thrilled to finally enter an actual battlefield. Despite losing against Ronan, his speed remains brutally effective here. Demon after demon falls beneath his swift and precise attacks. The armored agent answers with crushing strikes and formidable defensive techniques. Those 2 appear almost playfully innocent while competing against each other. That childish appearance hides their merciless treatment of every monster. The armored agent often seems foolish, yet becomes terrifying when necessary. Lee Arim remains markedly different from her 2 energetic teammates. Wearing her usual irritated expression, she notices 5 enemies approaching. Lee Arim calmly studies their formation without showing any concern. Her battlefield technique destroys all 5 creatures in one sweeping attack. She lands gently atop one corpse, finding no challenge whatsoever. Every nearby agent regards Lee Arim as a powerful inspiration. Her arrogance irritates them, but her strength still commands admiration. Because victory feels effortless, Lee Arim suspects something remains deeply wrong. No amount of analysis provides her with a satisfying explanation. For now, she decides eliminating every monster should be sufficient. Unfortunately, Learim's situation refuses to remain that simple. A colossal monster begins rising from the seemingly bottomless pit. Its bulk spreads overhead, blotting every trace of sunlight from below. Learim, untouched by real difficulty, finally confronts something beyond imagination. Can even her overwhelming power defend against this enormous threat? The government broadcasts evacuation orders across the entire threatened region. As public panic erupts, Muzan searches for an old acquaintance. He finds Senna grievously wounded, a condition he never expected. Still clinging to life, Senna must reveal one fact and confirm another. She announces Chen has reached the human world, filling them with dread. Muzan urges her to conserve strength and concentrate on healing. Recovery means nothing to Senna, who expects no survival. Only Muzan's answer matters to her now. Is the king's son truly still alive? Muzan confirms the royal bloodline genuinely survives through that son. Joy draws one final tear from Senna's eye. Then her remaining life quietly slips away forever. All around Chen, human panic provides a grim, welcoming spectacle. Now inside the human world, Chen calmly watches disaster unfold. Chen longs to find Ronan and unleash every buried grievance upon him. Back on the battlefield, the towering creature proves monstrously powerful. Lee Arim spends everything merely keeping it pinned in place. Its escape would erase the city and doom their mission. Failure here would also cost every agent their life. Lee Arim nearly becomes the monster's thoroughly processed final meal. Then Ronan makes a heroic entrance and pulls her clear. His strength exceeds her estimate, ending the monster with one blow. Ash consumes the enormous body as stunned agents protest the impossibility. Luna rushes forward and wraps her knight in an embrace. A skeptical rookie quietly dismisses Ronan's victory as mere beginner's luck. Liarim offers no response to anything around her. With danger remaining, Luna approaches Liarim and extends her hand. Liarim flatly refuses to accept Luna's assistance. Luna remarks that Liarim has always behaved this way. Even calling after Liarim proves entirely pointless. Furious and humiliated, Liarim storms away from the battlefield. Rescuers evacuate the wounded while countless civilians suffer from the creatures. Watching those victims, Ronan understands some responsibility belongs to him. Luna suggests they return immediately to their agency's base. Ronan warns Luna that the crisis has not ended. He believes this disaster only marks the attack's beginning. Later, Muzan gathers his remaining allies and announces Chen's return. Everyone knows Chen serves beside the current Demon King. Across the Demon Kingdom, Chen stands unrivaled in raw strength. Muzan warns his allies against misunderstanding the danger before them. Several decades have passed since their previous battle. That war burned bodies and swallowed lives within living hell. Now the same nightmare threatens to unfold across the human world. A cave opens overhead, calling the former king's warriors into battle. They must resist believing that victory has become impossible. Chen himself opened the cave as the Demon King's commander. He has come personally to destroy every survivors. All the assembled warriors charge Chen at exactly the same time. Even their combined strength never gives them a chance. Chen effortlessly blasts the entire attacking force backward. Moving beyond their sight, Chen beheads every veteran from the previous war. No hesitation or mercy interrupts Chen's brutal assault. One downward sword thrust unleashes a surging ocean of fire. Muzan blocks the flames and rescues his final two resistance fighters. Surviving that attack earns Muzan a measure of Chen's respect. Muzan finds nothing respectable about Chen's chosen allegiance. After everything, Chen still joined the traitor who betrayed his brother. Chen challenges Muzan, once commander of the former king's army. In Chen's eyes, Muzan has become nothing except a fugitive. Their weapons collide as both men plunge into a ferocious duel. During the struggle, Chen demands to know the key's location. Chen's relentless pressure steadily forces Muzan onto the defensive. Muzan understands that defeating Chen lies beyond his present strength. The two women Muzan rescued desperately enter the fight. To Chen, their attacks carry no more weight than insects. Behind the dividing wall, Muzan hears nothing except their screams. One woman makes that stand solely to purchase Muzan some time. Chen soon shatters the wall and bursts through the opening. Those precious seconds still allow Muzan to escape his reach. Both women pay for that brief delay with their lives. Their sacrifice cannot make Chen abandon his pursuit of Muzan. Chen enters the city and strides among unsuspecting civilians. Bystanders assume the strangely dressed newcomer belongs to some movie. Some suspect a science fiction production is filming without public notice. Xian has despised humans since the days of his childhood. Their presence rekindles that hatred, driving Chen to attack openly. One unlucky young man becomes Chen's first civilian victim. A single strike splits the helpless young man into two pieces. Committing that murder brings Chen a disturbing sense of relief. Chen hunts Muzan while tearing through everything across the city. Muzan races away at the greatest speed he can manage. Those recently killed companions were the last friends from Muzan's long life. They were younger warriors Muzan had personally promised to protect. Instead, those warriors sacrificed themselves so Muzan could escape. Just like his past, Muzan's path remains stained with blood. Muzan's mission has already cost thousands of lives, and nothing has changed. Chen hunts Ronin, while Muzan must preserve the king's son until destiny calls. Muzan senses Chen slaughtering civilians solely to drag him into view. Yet protecting Ronin means Muzan cannot expose himself so soon. Too many precious lives have already vanished throughout Muzan's brutal journey. Now the rightful king stands on the verge of returning. But can Muzan permit countless innocents to fund that return? Chen feels no sympathy toward any of these helpless people. His resentment began when his mother abandoned him for a human. Chen endured a nightmarish childhood and wants humanity to repay everything. A young man sheltering beneath a truck becomes Chen's next target. Unable to tolerate more bloodshed, Muzan finally abandons his hiding place. Still, why does Muzan act only after his demon friends become sacrifices? Muzan attacks Chen, condemning him for endangering innocents as bait. Chen responds by calling Muzan an absolute fool. Those victims are not bait, because Chen considers their deaths purification. Revenge alone drives Chen, leaving negotiation utterly impossible. Muzan answers with raw strength, regardless of who stands against him. Chen simply cannot be defeated in direct combat. Across the city, authorities evacuate everyone from the earlier battle zone. Luna tells Ronin that someone is pursuing the Blue Moth group. She refuses to explain further while surrounded by listening agents. That organization secretly works to help Chen reclaim his throne. During their conversation, Lee Arim notices them and quietly observes. Lee RM's true intentions remain impossible to read. The M1 leader contacts the entire team with an urgent alert. A Code 9 incident is unfolding exactly 4.1 kilometers away. Code 9 signifies the arrival of a legendary level enemy. Live images reveal two human-like figures locked in devastating combat. Their clash carries enough destructive force to erase the entire city. Ronin recognizes Muzan, but the black-haired fighter remains unknown to him. Terrified agents shout that these beings dwarf every previous monster. Despite her arrogance, even Lee RM fears these humanoid powerhouses. Luna seemingly recognizes the black-haired fighter, but Ronin reacts most strongly. Without considering the danger, Ronin immediately races toward the battle. The anxious agent begs handsome Ronin to remain and protect her. The sneering agent claims Ronin is merely fleeing in terror. Luna follows Ronin, warning that traveling there alone is suicidal. At minimum, she refuses to let him travel alone. Aside from Ronin, nobody understands that one pictured combatant is Muzan. Not long ago, Muzan had served as Ronin's trusted master. Since Ronin's grandmother died, nobody has supported him more than Muzan. Luna still questions whether Ronin should risk himself for either fighter. To every M1 agent, Muzan is merely another demon target. Saving Muzan requires reaching him ahead of every other agent. Luna ultimately promises to help her partner accomplish that rescue. Ronin expected to face everything alone, but Luna now stands beside him. At the battlefield, Chen's attacks have already demolished everything surrounding Muzan. Chen, the Demon King's right hand, praises Muzan's considerable strength. Still, Chen boasts that nothing can withstand his blade. As Chen channels power, his demonic eyes blaze with concentrated hatred. His explosive speed shreds everything nearby as he attacks. Muzan cannot match Chen's movements quickly enough to counter. He can only trust his extraordinary defenses against the assault. Muzan's armored skin is harder than diamond itself. Even that protection fails when Chen cleanly severs Muzan's arm. Chen's black blade then carves the severed limb into fragments. Chen says his patience is finally wearing thin. Muzan sacrificed countless lives while preserving hope for the rightful bloodline. Now every sacrifice and that surviving hope may disappear. The strike's heat melts the stump, preventing Muzan from sealing it. Anyone controlling such fearsome power could destroy absolutely anything. Chen coldly warns that Muzan's leg will be taken next. His stare promises to leave Muzan scattered into pieces. Muzan gathers every remaining trace of his strength. Though victory is impossible, he may still exhaust Chen. Chen's arrogance might let an underestimated Muzan catch him off guard. Muzan roars, "This ends only when your head rolls." His powerful strike finally forces Chen to defend using his sword. Chen blocks the blow, though with far more difficulty than earlier. Chen admits Muzan's power crashes against him like a typhoon. It disappoints Chen that Muzan restrains himself to spare nearby civilians. Chen closes in, intending to fulfill his threat against Muzan's leg. Unexpectedly, Muzan still burns with determination. As Chen plants one foot, energy-loaded stakes erupt beneath him. Muzan's brief hope dies as both his leg and stakes become shorter. Chen appears unharmed behind Muzan, having already fulfilled that threat. The younger warrior's strength overwhelmingly surpasses the elder's power. Chen acknowledges Muzan's skill, but announces that his time has come. Betraying the demon race demands one final payment, Muzan's life. Knowing everything he protected may vanish, Muzan accepts death without hesitation. Chen respects Muzan's worth and promises to make the execution painless. Yet Muzan returns that courtesy with contempt, calling Chen a wretch. This wretch has crushed thousands of human and demon lives beneath him. Muzan asks what right Chen has to represent the demon race. An unfamiliar aura suddenly unsettles Chen and sharpens every instinct. Could Muzan possess some hidden ability Chen has never encountered? No. The energy comes elsewhere, carrying an enormous approaching force. Its source slams into Chen's face with meteor-like violence. Ronin emerges furious, hurling an anime-worthy torrent of focused power. Seeing Ronin floods Muzan with tangled emotions and memories. He recalls serving a king who measured loyalty through protection. A ruler deserved service only by shielding himself and every follower. Now Ronin's back carries the same commanding shape as Muzan's sovereign. Muzan sees both figures together and a symbolic tear forms. Ronin has come to defeat the demon destroying Soul and threatening Muzan. Luna identifies herself as part of the Blue Butterfly group. She arrives to help Ronin escape the collapsing battlefield. M1 agents will soon arrive and surely obliterate everything nearby. Luna remains determined to remove Ronin, but another presence snags her attention. Chen appears before them through the smoke and devastation. Ronin's blast destroyed Chen's clothes but left his body unharmed. Chen's overwhelming strength dwarfs every creature Ronin has previously fought. Even so, Chen recognizes Ronin's sword could certainly cut him. Chen has finally found the person who appears to hold the key. This human boy embodies the cause behind Chen's hatred of humanity. Ronin mirrors that hatred. Despite despising demons for their attacks against humans. Those demons forced his beloved grandmother to sacrifice herself. Their clash almost begins, but Luna steps directly between them. Both boys recoil as Luna transforms into her demonic form. She asks Ronan to leave Chen entirely in her hands. Ronan objects, warning that facing Chen alone is far too dangerous. Luna insists M1 is coming, while Muzan urgently needs evacuation. Ronan must carry Muzan away while Luna delays the demon. Her certainty finally persuades Ronan to accept the desperate plan. He thanks Luna and asks her to survive until his return. Yet Luna may have another motive beyond protecting Ronan. Seeing Luna stirs conflicting emotions and buried trauma within Chen. Long ago, Chen abandoned his final relative, creating years of nightmares. Seeking power to avenge his family against humanity, he left his younger sister. Hearing her childhood name, Luna demands to know how Chen learned it. Chen hesitates to repeat the name, driving Luna into fury. She attacks while demanding that he finally answer her question. Chen cannot defend himself against Luna's sudden ferocious strike. Using everything she has, Luna smashes Chen violently into the ground. She spins overhead and drives both powerful legs directly into him. The follow-up lands too quickly for Chen to react. Gripping his neck, Luna again demands how he knows that name. A visible tear runs down Luna's face during the interrogation. Barely conscious, Chen weakly repeats her forbidden childhood name. Luna screams that she is Luna, protector of the mixed-blood king. Exhausted, Chen says Luna's death drove him through every year of suffering. He cannot understand why she now stands alive and unharmed. For years, Chen truly believed his younger sister was dead. The separated siblings finally recognize their impossible reunion. The M1 squad reaches the new battlefield as the siblings reunite. Facing the super demon, Lee Arm stands ready to redeem herself. Everyone else stares at the surrounding devastation in absolute terror. Fire consumes everything across the ruined battlefield. Even an exploding fuel truck could never create destruction this severe. Lee Arim immediately orders every agent to focus on their mission. Her manner changes since even arrogant Lee Arim knows one mistake means death. Ronan struggles to carry Muzan farther from the battlefield. Muzan grows lighter, becoming ash as all dying demons do. Ronan's tears pour down his face like relentless rain. He desperately begs Muzan to hold on a little longer. Ronan has already lost his only family and his first friend. Now Muzan, his sole trusted master, is also leaving him. Muzan says the living inherit every responsibility left by the dead. Yet the living also possess the power to reshape tomorrow. Muzan tells Ronan that knowing him has been a pleasure. With those final words, Muzan crumbles entirely into ash. As Ronan bears fresh grief, Luna continues battling her older brother. Her weakness vanishes as she declares herself the mixed-blood king's defender. Chen refuses to retreat until every defender on the battlefield falls. Luna calls him a coward for failing to kill her personally years ago. She drives a brutal strike into Chen's face and breaks free. Despite finding her only surviving relative, Luna displays no weakness. Luna says Chen should never have given her that necklace. If he truly wanted his sister dead, that choice made no sense. She reveals that the blue butterflies were responsible for saving her life. Luna demands to know what Chen was thinking back then. Chen remains silent, revealing a solitary path drenched in blood. He intends to leave nobody obstructing him alive, not even Luna. An icy presence suddenly emerges, announcing someone's arrival without words. Luna never expected Ronan to come back this soon. Yet his expression tells her exactly what she dreaded. Muzan is dead, and Ronan now blocks Chen's path. Boundless rage spills from Ronan as he promises Chen death. Chen welcomes the challenge, since killing Ronan brought him here too. The long-foreshadowed clash finally erupts between the two enemies. Their first exchanges demolish the buildings surrounding them. Chen smashes through entire structures like brittle stage props. Waves of lethal cold roll outward from Ronan's body. Still, Chen withstands power drawn from the true Demon King's blood. Chen's flames punch cleanly through Ronan's crushing ice. The hatred sustaining Chen rivals that legendary bloodline's strength. Whether Ronan's abilities can overcome such hatred remains uncertain. Luna has never witnessed the full extent of Ronan's power. She believes his raw force exceeds anything another demon possesses. Yet Chen closes that gap through superior combat technique. The demon general may genuinely have enough skill to defeat Ronan. Luna knows she must intervene, but doubt suddenly grips her. Is Chen truly the person she should be stopping? Conflicting thoughts cloud Luna's judgment until she slaps her cheeks. She orders herself to stop wavering and serve the king. Across from her, Chen directs the battle with icy precision. Every strike from the Demon King's son carries fatal power. Without his evasive skill, Chen's body would already be destroyed. While dodging, Chen recognizes that Ronan also lost someone precious. Life distributes its cruelty without caring who receives it. A cursed destiny brought them together, and Ronan must pay. Chen pours every shred of hatred and frustration into revenge. His first clean hit finally connects with his mortal enemy. Ronan keeps his confidence, though a new development rattles him. Luna enters the clash, warning that fighting alone is suicidal. Ordinary attacks cannot harm Chen, despite Ronan's reluctance to admit it. Chen remaining upright provides all the proof Ronan needs. Luna warns that one opening will let Chen kill Ronan. That same deadly equation can also work against Chen. One coordinated, effective strike from them could end him. Luna asks whether Ronan can fight beside her. Uncertain, Ronan still chooses to place faith in Luna's judgment. As battle rages, M1 agents arrive under Lee Arim's command. None expected to encounter fellow M1 operatives across this battlefield. They spot Ronan, then confront an even more frightening sight. Luna stands exposed in her full demonic form. Lee Arim witnesses the impossible sight with her own eyes. Chen raises both swords against his sister's incoming assault. Luna becomes a nine-tailed fox and unleashes blazing foxfire. Her magic blinds Chen inside an endless expanse of white. Using that opening, Ronan drives an attack through Chen's chest. Chen calls the maneuver impressive but seems strangely satisfied. This outcome was secretly exactly what Chen wanted. Chen reveals his demon form and seizes Ronan's arm. Power begins pouring from Ronan into Chen at a terrifying speed. Luna can only watch, powerless to interfere or protect herself. Even stray attacks flying toward Luna overwhelm her defenses. The true King's Son's energy proves far beyond estimation. Ronan releases everything, flooding Chen beyond his capacity to absorb. The resulting energy column becomes visible across all Seoul. M1's gathered agents stare upward, unable to intervene. Ronan's power tears from the human realm into another dimension. It punches through the barrier and reaches the demon realm. The Regicide's entire demon host has awaited this exact signal. Beside that sky-splitting pillar, the Regicide and his armies look tiny. He roars that their long-awaited hour has finally arrived. After endless waiting, the human realm will finally become theirs. The Regicide orders his forces to repay humanity with equal suffering. Thousands of demons receive one merciless command: eradicate every human. M1's agents cannot believe the disaster unfolding overhead. Cracks spread across the sky as an enormous portal opens. This rupture marks the opening wave of a full invasion. Countless monsters and demons pour into the human world. Lee Arim spots a figure racing across the rooftops. That unmistakable runner can only be Ronan. The agents cannot explain how Ronan and Luna reached this place. Luna's strange condition raises even more disturbing questions. Yet Lee Arim cannot dismiss the suspicions circling her mind. Seoul's residents initially stare at the phenomenon in confusion. Soon they understand their world has changed forever. Nightmarish creatures rain downward, snapping at fleeing people's backsides. Other demons make even courageous people shake like frightened children. Earlier glimpses of chaos now become a horrifying reality. Time passes and evening darkness begins settling over Seoul. Monsters attack from every direction without allowing anyone rest. Workers from every profession receive brutally early appointments with death. Across Seoul, every viewpoint reveals another pocket of destruction. The M1 captain learns that the emergency code has worsened. The captain immediately requests a complete status report. An agent reports that their forces cannot defeat every monster. The worsening situation does not seem to trouble the captain. He simply directs everyone to execute the established plan. More than a decade of preparation has readied M1 for this. Near her home, Luna lies gravely injured, her pink eyes dim. An unknown watcher lurks somewhere close to the house. Ronan sprints away as fast as possible for medical supplies. Carrying the first aid kit, he races back toward Luna's room. Returning inside, Ronan catches sight of something alarming. The steel windows lie shattered, proving Luna is now in immediate danger. Luna remains unconscious while Lee Arim gathers lethal power within her hand. Ronan intervenes just as Lee Arim prepares to silence Luna forever. His immense strength blocks her path, yet she attacks him too. Confused, Ronan demands to know why she is doing this. Lee Arim says she will show him what he still misses. She pulls Luna's blanket aside, certain her suspicions are correct. Ronan must witness the evidence spreading across Luna's wounded chest. The injury is crumbling into ash, a trait belonging only to monsters. Lee Arim argues surviving such damage proves Luna must be monstrous. In her rigid worldview, every monster deserves nothing except death. Ronan calls her foolish, but Lee Arim refuses to doubt herself. He covers Luna again and answers Lee Arim with measured calm. They have fought beside each other for years, so why should this matter? None of that history matters to Lee Arim if Luna is monstrous. She prepares to strike unconscious Luna and enforce that same fate. Ronan blocks her again, releasing an aura cold enough to terrify. He openly reveals that he is not human either. Monsters have hunted Ronan, and now humans may become enemies too. Wearing a glacial stare, Ronan admits he might choose neither side. A chill races down Lee Arim's spine as the room seemingly freezes. Ronan steps closer and asks whether she has chosen to oppose him. Reports over the radio announce that monsters are destroying Seoul. Facing that crisis, Lee Arim agrees to a temporary truce. His identity means nothing while they continue fighting for one side. By that rule, Lee Arim now accepts Luna as an ally too. Ronan remains with Luna, carefully cleaning every wound he can reach. He uses every possible measure, leaving the final struggle to her. Now only Luna can endure and resist whatever threatens her. Ronan dons the clothes from the opening chapter and heads into combat. Ordinary M1 agents cannot contain the massive monsters and begin losing. Elite agents possess enough strength to bring those towering beasts down. Senna celebrates her strength, though her hideous partner instantly ruins her mood. Even so, Senna and her hideous partner keep slaughtering demons together. Lee Arim re-enters the battlefield and pours everything into fighting them. As M1's strongest agent, she wipes out dozens with a single attack. Her drive is astonishing, and she keeps cutting through swarms alone. Despite her strength, a hungry demon catches Lee Arim by surprise. Its jaws clamp onto her arm, leaving her unable to respond. Another arm smashes the demon apart, freeing Lee Arim from its jaws. The attacking arm belongs to Ronan, who has rescued Lee Arim again. She notices his rescues have become surprisingly common lately. Against the creatures, Ronan shows no mercy and never slows down. Lee Arim watches him fight again as every nearby monster falls. Ronan asks where Chen is, his expression exposing grim intentions. That same chill crawls down Lee Arim's spine once more. She reports no attacks involving Chen, suggesting he remains hidden somewhere. Lee Arim asks Ronan to wait 1 minute so she can join. Pain overwhelms her, making that promise impossible to keep. She decides to return to M1 for treatment, but something looks wrong. Ash drifts from her injury exactly as it did from Luna's. From afar, Chen calmly observes demons pouring through a portal into Seoul. His snake servant approaches and delivers a report on the devastation. Humans are being crushed with all the ease of helpless insects. The snake servant says Chen found the key, earning the Demon King's reward. Chen welcomes that news until the Blue Moth message girl is mentioned. The reference instantly makes Chen tense, though his snake servant notices nothing. Unaware of danger, the snake servant says they nearly eliminated her earlier. Chen seizes the snake servant's throat and promises a painless death. With one swift motion, he separates its head from its body. Someone book Chen a therapist, because that expression belongs behind padded walls. Back at M1, Lee Arim receives treatment for her injured arm. Her wound heals fully, leaving no trace of the bite. The doctor calls such recovery impossible for humans, yet feels relieved it worked. Lee Arim finds no comfort in this and snatches the doctor's syringe. She demands an explanation of what the syringe actually contains. Caught unprepared, the doctor asks why Lee Arim is behaving this way. Ignoring that question, Lee Arim repeats her demand for the substance's identity. The doctor's unease grows, so Lee Arim hurls her against a wall. Pinning her there, Lee Arim asks the same question without any softness. The doctor finally claims that the syringe contains only painkillers. Lee Arim says true painkillers should be safe to inject into the doctor. The doctor struggles against her, exposing the claim as a lie. Under pressure, she confesses the syringe actually contains monster DNA. That substance grants supernatural power to ordinary humans. For Lee Arim, the confession becomes a waking nightmare. Not long before, she had nearly killed Luna simply for being monstrous. Now Lee Arim wonders whether she has become like Luna and Ronan. The doctor defends her work as something intended to help humanity stand. Her treatment, she insists, gives humanity a chance against demons without harming people. Lee Arim feels betrayed by the very institution she devoted herself to. Hatred of demons drove her dedication, yet her superiors made her monstrous. The doctor leads Lee Arim toward a deeply classified laboratory. Even agents are forbidden from entering this heavily restricted facility. Lee Arim ignores every explanation and demands to witness the experiments herself. Inside, countless containment tubes hold living monsters from many different species. The doctor proudly explains how difficult capturing such creatures alive always proves. Every imprisoned monster belongs to her precious collection. Using them, she can engineer a race stronger than demons, but still human. For all her brilliance, the doctor chooses disastrously careless words. Those words drive Lee Arim towards something she has never attempted. Human or not, the doctor deserves the same end as any demon. To Lee Arim, everything now appears to be one enormous deception. They manipulated her and expected to keep her newfound power controlled. Lee Arim refuses to remain under anyone's control any longer. Rather than strike the doctor herself, Lee Arim releases the prized demons. If the collection is so precious, its owner can finally join it. The doctor erupts in fury as her treasured specimens pour free. One creature seizes the furious doctor tightly around the neck. Her former specimens now intend to conduct an experiment upon their captor. They want to learn how long she survives before they devour her. Lee Arim remains nearby, carefully observing the doctor's approaching fate. Desperate, the doctor begs Lee Arim to save her from them. She argues that no human should be abandoned to attacking monsters. Unfortunately, those desperate words fail to move Lee Arim. The doctor's most prized subject merely watches her final moments, then turns away. Her screams for rescue echo unanswered through the laboratory. The laboratory door shuts, followed by the demon's crushing jaws. Later, Luna opens her eyes and discovers she is unharmed. To her surprise, Lee Arim waits beside her despite always disliking her. Luna cannot understand Lee Arim's presence and suspects she came to kill her. For once, Lee Arim speaks to Luna without her usual hostility. Luna wonders whether Lee Arim knows her demonic identity. She also fears Lee Arim may know about Ronin. Questions crowd Luna's thoughts until she asks, "Did you come to eliminate me?" Lee Arim replies, "After everything I did to treat you, you think that?" Still, Luna sees no reason to trust Lee Arim now. Lee Arim plainly says Ronin alone can repair this disaster. Ronin will only enter the fight if Luna remains safe. Lee Arim came because Ronin's protection can keep both women alive. Across the battlefield, the agents steadily fall beneath the enemy assault. At last, Earth's only hope of changing its fate arrives. Ronin tears through the battle, destroying everything blocking his advance. As he fights, Ronin questions why this burden has fallen upon him. He cannot understand why anyone is hunting him in the first place. Yet, if survival requires exterminating every demon, Ronin accepts that path. He resolves to destroy them all.